basically what I do is something called Amazon FBA. If you've never heard of Amazon FBA before, don't worry about it. I'm about to tell you what it is. And basically what it is, it's a method of e-commerce where Amazon delivers the products to the customers for you. So for anyone in here who is an Amazon shopper, anyone who, uses the platform, if you have Amazon FBA, then that means that you are selling your products through Amazon Prime. So that means that I'm an Amazon seller, right? If somebody purchases my product or if someone goes to my listing, they can check out with Prime, meaning they're gonna get the product within 1 to 2 days. So what I like about it as a seller is that I don't ever have to ship out products. I don't ever have to touch products. If you guys have followed me for any amount of time, or if you have me on Instagram, y'all know that I travel like 2 times a month. I'm always out of the country. I'm always on the go. I am a mom as well. So I'm busy doing the things that I love, and I'm able to do that because Amazon delivers the product for me. If I had to deliver the products myself, there's no way I would have the amount of time that I have to do what I feel like doing. I would be, doing the busy work all day. So that's what I love about Amazon FBA. Now, you guys might be wondering, well, where do you get the products? How do you even know what you want to sell? Amazon is intimidating, maybe for some of you who don't know anything about this business. But what I can tell you guys right now is that people make money selling the most ridiculous shit. Like, excuse my profanity, but literally. This right here, these bubbles for kids with a dinosaur on top, I'm not going to do it right this second. If we have time a little bit later on, I will pull out my laptop and I'll tell you exactly how much money these people are making. But you can sell something like this: bubbles with a dinosaur on top, bubbles with a dragon on top, bubbles with whatever on top. And if you put it on Amazon and there is a demand for the product, you could legitimately make $10,000 a month selling this. And I know that might sound insane. You might be looking at me like, you're nuts. How on earth would I be able to make that amount of money selling such a stupid item? But what I can tell you right now is that there are so many people who shop on Amazon on a regular basis that you just need a small fraction of that number to buy your product. You're not trying to get 1 million people to buy your product. You just need like a nice little handful of people to buy a simple product. And so that's basically my business model. It's called private label. I buy these products in bulk from China. I have the product shipped to Amazon, and Amazon delivers the products to my customers for me. For those of you who've never seen me before, hi, I'm Abby. I can see, more people trickling in. If you're seeing me for the first time, actually, because I have not been live in literal months. If you're seeing me for the first time, say hi, tell me where you're from. And I'm going to do just a quick little intro because I know that most of you probably either haven't seen me in forever or are new. But I'm Abby. I'm 30 years old. Good Lord, I'm 30 and just turned 30 in August, okay? But I've been selling on Amazon for almost 6 years. Going on 6 years. I just completed my 5th year in e-commerce. I make about $185,000 to $190,000 a month on Amazon in revenue. Revenue is not profit, just so you guys know. I'm very transparent about, how much money I make, and I show proof and all of that over on Instagram. So if you want to see that, go over to IG. But either way, that is kind of how I do on Amazon. When I started out in my first year, I did about 100K in sales. And things have just progressed from there. So I just want you guys to know that I am qualified to teach you this because I've done it for a long time. I've made a lot of money on Amazon, and I just want to be able to help you do the same thing. So that's why we're here. Love the hair. Thank you so much. Hi, Shanna in Minnesota. Hello from the Florida Keys. Hello to you. Hi from Florida. Miami, Florida. Dang, they are pushing me out to Florida, honey. Hi, Abby, Chicago. Congratulations. Hi, Andrew. You look great. Thank you, my love. I've seen you on YouTube. First time on TikTok. Wow. Dahlia from Texas. First time I'm from Maryland. Hi. Welcome, Nolene. Evie from New York. Adama from Connecticut. Hi, Erin in Maryland. Lainey in Nebraska. Didn't recognize you. It's me, girl. Hi, Chandra. Love your program. Yay. Invisalign. Okay, not you clocking it. Not you clocking it. Yes, okay. It's a long story, and that's not what we're here to talk about, so I'll make it quick. But yes, I got Invisalign. I've had them in for like 3 months. Most people don't notice it, but I think I do have like a very tiny lisp. But yeah, I'm getting them off in like 2 weeks or something. So I just had a couple little corrections. I'm like very, very particular. I'm a perfectionist, and so whatever. Anyway, but yes, I do have them, so you're not going crazy. Okay. let us get started. What questions do you guys have about Amazon selling? Because like I said, I've done it for a long time and I've learned a couple of really important things about making money on Amazon, including picking good products, which is probably the most important part of this entire process. If you are starting out and you have never had a business before, it is very, very crucial that you emphasize and spend the most amount of time in this entire process on your product research. The reason that I say that is I have literally seen people make $100 in their first month, and I've seen people make $50,000 in their first month. The difference between those two scenarios is the product that was chosen. And I know that maybe that sounds dramatic, but I really want you to know that if you pick a good product, it's going to be hard for you to fail. If you pick a bad product, well, child, there's not a lot that you can do to save a bad product when it comes to Amazon selling. And so I think in this live, what we're going to talk a lot about is product research. How do you know if a product is a good one or a bad one? How can you realistically be able to identify and differentiate between, you know, a product like a cell phone case, which is one of the worst products you could sell on Amazon, compared to something like a bread sling, which had, well, it had good numbers at the time that I presented it. I put it in a YouTube video. If you guys don't have me on YouTube, it's Learn with Abby. And that's one of the products that I researched and found. And at the time of posting that video, which was a couple of weeks ago, the numbers look great for that particular product. Just as a little freebie for you guys who are in here. But anyway, the point that I'm trying to make here is that, again, that difference between a $100 a month product and a $50,000 a month product is how you do your product research. So y'all might now be wondering, okay, well, how do I know if it's a good product or a bad product? Like, what's tea? Let me tell you. What you want to look for on Amazon is a product that is in demand. So I know that that might be hard for you to conceptualize. Like, how do I know that people want the product? How do I know that enough people want the product? You're going to need to use the software. And that's kind of like the missing piece for a lot of people who want to do this business and they don't really understand how they can narrow down a product. If you're trying to just pick a product based off of looking at the product on Amazon, that is not going to work because you don't know any information about the product. You don't know how many units they're selling. You don't know how much money they're making. You don't know what the weight of the product is. You don't know anything about it without using that software. And so the one that I recommend and the one that I use and teach on my YouTube channel, on Instagram, in my paid program, Helium 10. If you've never heard of Helium 10 before, I will kind of talk about it and mention it a couple more times during this live. But the easiest way to really get a good grasp for what Helium 10 is and why it's so important is by going to my YouTube channel, because I have tons of tutorials, literally probably like over 10 or 20 product research tutorials directly on my YouTube channel. These aren't like 5-minute, 10-minute long videos. I'm talking about like 30, 40 long videos showing you how to use the software. Now, what I want you guys to know is that when I first started selling on Amazon, I lost a lot of money. I'm not saying this to scare you away. I'm saying it to be real. I'm saying it because all I know how to do is be transparent and be honest and really try my best to give you all of the information to prepare you so that you don't have to go through what I went through to get the results that I got in the end. So what I mean by that is I spent a lot of time, I lost a lot of money, I made a lot of mistakes before I learned what works and what doesn't. And my goal is for you guys to be able to just learn from what I did wrong so that you can just avoid all of that when you start selling on Amazon. So here's what went wrong with my first two products on Amazon. And by the way, actually let's play the game, because I used to do this when I would go live more often here on TikTok. How much money do you guys think I lost with my first product on Amazon? Give me your best guess. How much money do you think I lost when I first started selling on Amazon? Keep in mind, guys, this was 2019. At that time, I was 25. Had no clue what I was doing, never ran a business a day in my life, and this is how much money I lost. So give me your best guesses. I see $6,000, $500, $1,000, $500 to $1,000. Let me tell y'all. Let me tell y'all. And I'm not proud of it, but at the same time, it's like, these are the things that you look back at and laugh. What would you guys say if I told you that I lost $5,000 with my first product? My entire life savings, like my entire life savings on my first Amazon product. What would you say? I'm telling you that because the mistake that I made was one that would have been easily avoidable had I known how to look for products. Oh my gosh, I know, but you learned, and I did. And I did. But that doesn't mean that you guys have to lose money before you know the right way to do it. Okay, so take my advice. Take my advice. Live a better life. That's what I'm so scared of. I understand, guys. Trust me, I get the fear of failure. That's not weird that you might be nervous that you're going to lose money. I think that it would be weirder if you weren't worried about losing money. All that means is that you care. What I want to tell you is that I lost that amount of money is because the product that I was trying to sell on Amazon was too competitive. It was too competitive. What do I mean by too competitive? Well, when I was looking up the product, the average number of reviews for the people who were selling that original product was astronomical. Astronomical. And so when I tell you guys that there are products that are not good for Amazon, when I say things like cell phone cases and garlic presses and grilling gloves and lash serum and air fryers and sponges and yoga mats and resistance bands. I mean, I could go on, child. I really could. My YouTube is Learn with Abby. When I say all of that, it's not because those are shitty products in general. They're products that people like. There's demand for the product. However, those products are extremely competitive. And so if you try to launch a product where there are 1 million people selling that product with high reviews, guess what? You're going to launch and you're going to feel so excited. You're going to be like, wow, I'm about to make $10,000 a month. And you launch a product where the reviews are too high. Babes, one of two things is going to happen. One, you're going to have to spend thousands of dollars a month in PPC or Amazon advertising in order for anyone to even see your product, which obviously we don't want that scenario. Or two, no one is ever going to see your listing and you're not going to make any money. So you're going to be in the red and you're going to be really, really upset because you spent your time, your money, your energy on, starting this business. So in order to avoid all of that, here's what I'm going to tell you right now. And if you're watching this, you might want to put the picture in picture and open up your notes on your phone. If you have a piece of paper, I don't know the last time I wrote on a piece of paper, aside from when I was signing for the house that I just bought my mom with my Amazon money and I'm not being facetious, I really did. We just closed on the house like a month ago. But anyway, that's the last time I think I used a pen and paper. So if you prefer to just put in your notes, that's great. Here is what you want to look for when you are selling a product on Amazon, okay? Number one, a product that is in demand. When I say a product that's in demand, what do I mean? I mean a product that people are searching for actively on Amazon every single month. When you are using Helium 10, again, that is linked in my bio, you guys, if you want to try it out. You can try it out for free. It's incredible the type of information it shows you, but it will literally show you how many people are searching for that product every month on Amazon. Isn't that useful information? If you are wanting to sell a product that people want on Amazon, don't you want to know how many times they're searching up that keyword? If this is the product that you want to sell, wouldn't it be important to know how many times people are searching up bubbles on Amazon? Wouldn't you want to know how many times they're searching up dinosaur bubbles on Amazon? Wouldn't you want to know how many times they're searching up bubbles for kids on Amazon? That's all useful information. So when I say a product that is high in demand, I mean a product that has enough search volume. That is the name of the metric. How many searches are being processed on Amazon every month? And when I say searches, I just mean when you go to Amazon and you see that space at the top where you can type in what you're looking for, that is the search bar, and those are keywords that you're typing in. So you need to know how many searches there are for that keyword that is relevant to that product in order to be able to know how in demand the product is, right? Okay, so that's number one. The number two thing you should be looking for, we just went over this, low competition. Again, when we're talking about competition, we're talking about how many reviews there are for that product on Amazon. If you are looking at the average number of reviews and the average number is 500, 600, 1,000, 2,000 average reviews, what do you think is going to happen when you launch a product and you have 0 reviews or you have 5 reviews? Do you think you're going to be able to compete with other sellers who have thousands of reviews. It's not going to happen. And that's not being negative. It's not being pessimistic. It's being realistic. Like, I want to prepare you guys for the landscape of selling on Amazon. And if you're not able to see the market for what it is, you're not going to make money. And I know everyone in here, we all want to make money. Am I right? Okay, so if your goal is to make money, you have to make sure that you're selling in a niche where there is opportunity for you. So looking for those products where the average review is 200, and I give you that information freely, 200 or less reviews is what you should be looking for. When the reviews are higher than 200, you fall into the category of high competition. And I'm not saying that you can't sell a product where the competition is high. By all means, you can do that if you would like. But I'm telling you right now, you're going to spend a lot of money on ads, and it's going to be hard to be profitable, okay, as a beginner. If you're doing this and you have $10,000 that you can just throw at your Amazon business, okay, if you don't want to listen to me and you want to sell something higher, with higher competition, do whatever you want. But I'm talking about the people who are starting out, and you're putting in, you're working hard for your money, and you want to make sure that you're giving yourself the best chance at success. That gift just threw me off. I'm sorry. You guys don't have to send me anything in here. Thank you so much, but please save your coin. I don't need that gas, but thank you. But yeah, anyway, that's the point that I'm trying to make there. Let me keep on going so that I can get through this little criteria that I'm trying to give you guys. High demand, low competition. We already got that. Very, very important. Now, what else should you be looking for? You should be looking for products that are small in size, products that are lightweight. Why does that matter? Well, your products are going to be coming from China or probably overseas if you want the best pricing. And if your products are being shipped across the ocean and I mean, I don't want to say around the world, but kind of depending on the route that they take, your products are going to have a long journey. And your shipping costs are going to be astronomical if you don't pick a product that is smaller in size and lightweight. When I say small, I mean something that fits in a shoebox. So we're not selling anything that's oversized. We're not selling anything that's heavy. So you really should be looking for those types of products, because then your fees will decrease with Amazon in conjunction with your shipping costs being decreased. So when you're paying less in fees, what does that mean? It means that you're going to be more profitable. And just for simplicity, and for those of you who are new to business, let me just explain what I mean when I say profitable. I don't want to assume that every single person in here knows what that is. So when I say profitable, I mean that not only are you making sales, but you're actually making a profit. Profit meaning what you are going to get deposited into your bank account. So for example, if you have, let me just paint a little picture here. If you have a product that you are selling for $20 on Amazon, and you start out with 500 units, because by the way, that's what I recommend you start with. $20 by 500. So if you are able to sell all of the products that you have put on Amazon, all 500 units, that means that you're going to be in a position where you're making $10,000 in revenue. Revenue is how much money you make in just pure sales. So if all 500 units are sold, and I know I'm explaining it very, very basic, but I want to make sure that we're all on the same page. That means that you made $10,000 in sales. Does that mean $10,000 is going to hit your bank account? No, it does not. Because sales are not profit. Profit is what you get after everything has been deducted. So your cost of the product, your Amazon fees, your advertising fees, your storage fees, blah, blah, blah. Once everything has been deducted, what gets deposited, that is what your profit is, right? So if you have a goal, and let's say that to start out, your goal is to make $1,000 a month. With that same scenario, that means that you would need to have a 10% profit margin to make $1,000 a month. If your goal is to make $2,000 a month, you would have to have a profit margin of 20%. So 20% of 10,000 is $2,000. And that's what you would actually make off of the product itself. Did everyone understand what I just said? Let me just make sure. I know y'all are smart, but I don't want anyone to feel out of the loop or left behind in this live. Did you guys understand what I just said about profitability? It's important for me to explain that because I'm going to mention profitability multiple times and I don't want you guys being like, well, what is she talking about? Okay, good. So you guys get it. Perfect. That being said, the small and light will, all that can do is help your profitability. Okay. So that's why that's important. So we've already gone through 3 things that are important for you to have when you're doing your product research: high demand, low competition, small and lightweight. What is also important is that you consider your peace of mind as a seller. So when you're first starting out, you want to make sure that you're not selling something that is overly complicated. You don't want to sell something that has 20 pieces. You don't want to sell something that takes a lot of effort to put together, because think about what that means for your customer. Your customer is going to be annoyed because now they have to basically make the product themselves. I don't know about you guys, but if I order something and it comes in a million pieces and now I have to put everything together, it's annoying. Like, it doesn't make for an easy or a convenient customer experience. And that's really, really important when it comes to Amazon, because keep in mind who is shopping on Amazon. For those of you in here who have Amazon Prime, can you let me know in the comments why you're willing to pay for Amazon Prime? And trust, I got Amazon Prime too, and I can't say that I'm proud of how much money I spend on there on a regular basis, but I also make a lot of money on there. So in my, it's girl math, it just like balances out. We're not going to talk about it, but for those of you who have Amazon Prime, why are you willing to pay for Amazon Prime? Is it the convenience? Is it the fact that you get the stuff in a day or two? Is it that you get the best prices? Is that you have a lot of different options to choose from? Let me know. Saves me time, shipping time. What was that? Fast delivery, find everything I need, next day delivery, convenience. Savings and convenience. Okay, you guys are proving my point perfectly. So I am very, very happy that you guys are, you're a very good representation of why people in general spend on Amazon and why they are willing to pay any amount. I'm telling you right now, if Amazon Prime went from whatever it costs right now, which I don't even know what it is, but if that went up to $99 a month, people would complain about it, but people would also pay for it. They would 100% pay for it, because what does it do? It makes your life easier. It makes your life easier. So it's very important that when you are looking for products, you're also thinking in that mindset of, people are shopping on Amazon in the first place because they want something easy, they want something convenient, and they know they're going to get it quickly. And so for you as the seller, what can you do to make it even easier for your customer? How can you sell something that is easy to use, something that is simplistic, something that has very clear instructions, so that people aren't using the product incorrectly and then leaving you bad reviews because they didn't do it right? Just because someone doesn't know how to use the product doesn't mean that it's a bad product. It just means that you need to do a good job of explaining to them how to actually use the product, or how to put it together, or whatever, how to assemble it, whatever the case is. So anyway, let me come back and finish telling you guys that criteria. And I know I keep repeating it, but it's because we have people who are coming in and out of the live. So I want to just make sure everyone gets as much information as possible. But what we talked about as far as looking for a good product to sell on Amazon, something that is high in demand, meaning that there are enough searches and search volume for that product every month on Amazon. Something that is low in competition, meaning that the average reviews are under 200. That's my personal threshold. Other coaches, other Amazon experts, whatever, gurus, I hate that word, but whatever. Other people who teach Amazon might give you a different number, but I'm telling you guys, and I have nothing but your best interest in mind, 200 really should be the maximum that you're looking at. Anything above that starts to get more and more competitive. And I want you guys to pick good products. So that's why I'm telling you that. Okay, something that is small in size, lightweight, something that is simplistic, something that is not going to be too, oh, that's so cute. Thank you. Something that's not going to be too complicated for your customer to assemble or use. You want to make sure that you are buying something that is not overly fragile. You don't want to be selling something that's glass, something that is ceramic, something that will easily break en route to Amazon. Excuse me. So something that's more sturdy, something that can kind of withstand that journey from China to the US. You want to make sure that you are selling something that is not seasonal or trendy. When I say seasonal and trendy, I mean products that are going viral on TikTok just because some big creator used it, or something that was mentioned one time on a TV show and now everyone's going to want it for a week, and then after that no one's going to want it anymore. Those are the types of products you want to avoid. And the reason for that is you're trying to, yes, build a side hustle. Yes, you want to make some quick money, but at the end of the day, my approach to Amazon selling is that I want to use it to build up capital. I want to use it to make as much money as possible, and then be able to use that money that I make from Amazon to, yes, support my lifestyle, but also allow me to spend my time doing what I want and know that the money is going to come regardless of what I'm doing. And I want to be able to know that no matter what happens, I can diversify my streams of income as long as I have money to work with. You need to spend money to make money. And so if you're someone who is wanting to start other businesses, you want to, I don't know, maybe have a car wash and also invest in stocks, and then also invest in crypto or whatever it is that you want to do. You need money in order to make those things worth your time. And so I really, above all else, when I'm thinking about my Amazon business, and this has been my approach literally for the last 5 years, it's how I've been able to build this life for myself, to be able to invest in real estate. I've bought my mom 2 homes. I bought 2 of my own homes. I'm building one for my grandma back in Ghana. I have an amazing investment portfolio. I'm redoing my whole backyard, building a pool, doing a bunch of landscaping. I've been able to be really generous with the people that I love. And I'm not saying this to brag. I'm telling you guys what can happen when you really focus on just using Amazon to make money. And a big reason why I'm saying that, and let me kind of bring it full circle so that I'm connecting the dots for you guys, is that a lot of people who are beginners to business in general, whether it's Amazon or any other type of business, get overly attached to the idea of a certain product, the idea of a certain niche, the idea of a certain brand. And what I mean by that is, you might be a new parent and you're thinking, well, my brand has to be about babies, and I want to make sure that it's about moms and little kids. And it's like, I get the thought process, because that is where you might be in your life at that moment, and it might make sense in that moment. But at the same time, would you rather sell a product within a niche that you love and that you know a lot about and make $1,000 a month? Or would you rather sell a product with great numbers, with great data, that you don't really care that much about it? Like me, for example, I don't have any pets. I don't really care about pet products. But if I could make $10,000 a month selling that type of a product, I'm sorry, but the beauty, no, I'm not going to do that. Even though, yes, I'm more interested in beauty. Yes, theoretically, I would love to have a beauty brand over a pet supply brand. But which one is going to bring me in more money? Because I'm here to make my coin. So I encourage you guys to have that approach when you're looking into Amazon selling, because what I have learned is that becoming overly attached to certain products, all that does is it keeps you stuck on things that don't make sense numbers wise. And so, for example, you might find a product within the fitness niche. Maybe you're really into working out and you really, really, really want to sell this product. You really, really, really want to build a brand around it. But when you look at the numbers, the average reviews are at 500. Are you going to sell that product? Be real with me. Be real with me. Everyone in here, think of the thing that you love the most, the thing that you're most passionate about. It could be a hobby. It could be some form of entertainment or self-care that you do. Think about that one thing. And you tell me right now, would you rather sell a product that is within the niche of that thing that you're thinking of that you love so much and make $1,000 a month? Or would you rather sell something in a niche that you know nothing about but can make you 10K a month? Which one would you choose? And look, I'm not here to yuck anybody's yum. If you like it, I love it. $1,000 is still, maybe you don't need 10K. Maybe you're really looking for a passion product and something that you love so much. I mean, that doesn't make you a bad person. All I'm trying to say is that if you want to make this as worthy of your time and your energy as possible, you need to focus on the numbers and the data and put your feelings aside. Because at the end of the day, no one has time to waste. If you really love that thing so much, you can just sell whatever you need to sell on Amazon to make the money, and then you can start a completely separate brand. Funnel that money into whatever you love, your hobbies, your passions. That's fine. It's good to have things that you care about. I'm just saying that as far as Amazon selling, it might not line up that way, and that's okay. So whatever's going to make you the coin. Okay, so anyway, that being said, let me see if there's anything else I want to tell you about a good product. Okay, last thing is just along the lines of profitability. I just want to wrap that part up, and that'll kind of give you my rough criteria for Amazon selling. I have the full criteria in my step-by-step program. And by the way, I'll tell you guys about that stuff later. It's not that serious right now. So let me finish my thought. When it comes to profitability, you want to find a product that is going to cost you $5 or less per unit to purchase the product from Alibaba. And so you're going to want to start with 500 units. If you find a product that is $3 a unit and you buy 500 of them, 3 times 500 is 1,500. That's what you're going to need in order to purchase that product. You are going to need money set aside for certain things like having your logo created, your product photography, a trademark if you decide to do that, which by the way is not a necessity. It's like a nice to have, but not a need to have. So those are kind of the things that you're going to want to budget for. The point that I'm trying to make here is that if you're going to buy the product for $5, you want to make sure that after all is said and done, you're going to profit $5 off of every unit. The reason that I like that kind of equation or those numbers is that if you start with the recommended amount that I'm giving you, which is 500, and you are selling all of them with your first order. I don't know if it'll take you a month, maybe it takes you 2 months, whatever the case is. But after you run out of inventory, you will have made $2,500 off of that order, which I think is a very, very good place to be because one, it proves to you that Amazon selling can make you money. It might not be the most extravagant number in the world, but at least you have proof of concept. And from there, all you do is focus on scaling up. How can you sell more product? How can you optimize your Amazon advertising? How can you scale horizontally and add on new products and therefore increasing how much money you're making every month? I think it's really important with your first product to just see that it works, and that way it gives you the confidence along with, a little bit of money so that you can reinvest in your product or start a new product or whatever it is you want to do and how you want to approach it. But keep in mind that everyone's goals with Amazon are different. And, I've met people who started out and they're like, all I care about is making $500 a month on Amazon. And, that's their goal. I have other people who come in strong. They're like, by the end of the year, I want to make 100K a month. It's not a bad goal. And to be completely honest, it has everything to do with, the products that you choose. And so I can't sit here and say that it's impossible, but what I want to do is kind of create a realistic picture for you guys so that you know what to expect. Thank you so much for the perfume gift. I appreciate it. You guys don't ever have to send me gifts in here, for the record. If you just tap your screen and leave some likes, that would be amazing. I would really appreciate that, but gifts are definitely not needed or even encouraged. Damn, I'd be happy with 5K a month per, okay? So what else do I want to talk about? I feel like I spent a lot of time on the products, but that is the most important part of this process. So I'm happy that we were able to talk a little bit about that. So we can go a couple of different directions right now. So we can either continue talking about the next step in the process, which would then be sourcing your products from China using Alibaba. There's so much I could talk about and teach you guys as far as picking good suppliers and red flags and things to look out for and the manufacturing process and the shipping, like there's a lot. And I do have, once again, tons of YouTube videos going over all of this, you guys. So if this is a little overwhelming or you missed the part or whatever, just go to my YouTube channel. I promise you, and there I'm able to actually share my screen and I can actually, demonstrate what I'm describing in this live. So definitely head over to YouTube. It's called Learn with Abby, and I promise you will not regret it. There's so much good information over there. Okay, so anyway, we can talk about manufacturing in the next step in the process after you have found your product. I can give you guys a little story about when I started selling on Amazon. Some people like the story, some people do not, so let me know. Or I can just answer questions. So let me know where we want to go with this. Do we want me to keep teaching? Do we want some stories and things that I learned from in my time selling on Amazon? Or do we want to just answer questions? Let me know. Not stories. I'm dead. I did not think you guys were going to say that. I thought you guys were going to want me to keep teaching. Oh, thank you for the roses. I appreciate that. Okay, it's really hard for me to tell if it should be stories or teaching. So let me real quick just see if I'm able to do a poll, because I want to do what the majority wants. So, okay. Give me a cheesy face, right? Do you guys see it? Okay, give me that happy face for stories. Give me the crying face for teach. Happy face for stories, crying face for teach. And we're just going to do whichever one has the most. Happy face for stories, crying face for keep teaching. See, this is why we had to do the poll, because from what I was seeing, it was giving y'all wanted stories, but the poll is telling me y'all want me to teach. Happy face for stories, crying face for keep teaching. Let me know. I don't know how long the poll even goes for. I'm going to give it like 30 more seconds. Do y'all want me to tell stories, or do you want me to keep teaching you about Amazon? Stories for a smile, teaching for a crying. Oh, there it goes. Okay, poll ends in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. I gotta keep teaching, y'all. I'm sorry for those of you who wanted stories. If you do want stories, I do have some over on YouTube once again. So just go over to my channel, okay? And that'll give you what you're looking for. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. If we have time, I can give you some stories a little bit later. Okay, next up in the process. So if you are done picking your product, you've made sure that the product... Sorry, guys. One sec. When my mom sends me a text this late at night, she's on the East Coast, so this is late for her. I'm like, what happened? Okay. I just distracted myself with that. Next step in the process. So after you have decided what product you're going to sell, meaning that the product has high demand, low competition, blah, 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 you've made sure that the product itself is going to be profitable. Bye, Andrew. See you next time. What you're going to want to do is now look for a supplier who can create the product it is that you want to sell. Thank you for the roses. Appreciate you. So the best place to find a supplier to make your products by far for private label is Alibaba.com. I feel like most of us in here know what Alibaba is, but in case you do not, let me just explain it. So again, we're all on the same page. I know we've had some new people join. We're talking about Amazon FBA and private label selling. If I'm being repetitive, I apologize for those of you who have been in here. But again, I feel bad if people don't know what I'm talking about. So please be patient with me, bear with me. I was just trying to make sure everyone's on the same page. So anyway, Alibaba is a platform for e-commerce where you can buy products in bulk. So Where on Amazon, you're probably purchasing 1 to maybe 3 units of a product. When you go on Alibaba, you are purchasing in bulk. So you're probably purchasing 100, 200, 500, 1,000, 10,000 units of a product all at one time from these suppliers who are on Alibaba. Now, a lot of people don't understand that Alibaba is a platform that hosts these manufacturers and suppliers, and they misinterpret it that Alibaba themselves are the ones who are making these products, which is not true. It's very much like how with Amazon, it is a platform that not just Amazon sells on, right? Amazon has their own stuff that they sell on Amazon, but then they also have third-party sellers like me who sell on the platform as well. And so with Alibaba, these suppliers are going to be largely based in China. You are going to find some suppliers from other countries like Taiwan and Korea, India. I mean, you can even find European suppliers, other Asian countries. And so, but the majority that you're going to see are definitely based out of China. And there's a lot that I could talk about here, but I'm going to kind of keep it general. And from there, I will kind of trickle down a little bit, and then I'll answer some questions after this, because I know that the whole Alibaba and the sourcing part can be overwhelming for people. So let me see what I can do to try to simplify it for you guys. So what's going to happen when you go on Alibaba is you're going to see a page that looks orange. It kind of looks like Amazon, but orange. Realistically, there's going to be a search bar at the top, and you're going to be able to type in whatever the product is that you're trying to sell. So for example, let's say we're trying to sell bubbles for kids. You can type in bubbles for kids, and you're going to see hundreds, maybe even thousands of suppliers who can make these bubbles for kids. There are going to be certain things that you want to look out for in order to pick a supplier that is reputable and a supplier that's going to provide good quality product for you. And the things that I always look out for, and again, this is what I teach in my program, is to find suppliers that are experienced. So experienced means that it's not their first year in business. And even if it says that they're 1 year in business, that just means, it could mean that they've just only been on Alibaba for a year. They might have many, many, many years of experience, but they just got on Alibaba. But for simplicity's sake, I would say just look for suppliers that have been 3+. Yeah, 3+ is great. I would say that 2 years minimum is what you should be looking for. It cannot be the very first year. You don't want to be their guinea pig, and you want to have that peace of mind and that confidence that they know what they're doing. You want to make sure that the supplier is a verified supplier. That would be the best case scenario. You want to make sure that their response rate is substantial. Anything less than 90% makes me nervous. So if they're not responding to the people reaching out to them, that makes me nervous, because I'm thinking, well, when I pay you to make my product, does that mean that you're not going to respond to me? Like, what can I expect as far as communication? And so I like when the response rate is at least 90%. The higher, the better. You can also look at the reviews that they have on their page. There's lots of data points that you can kind of analyze to see if you want to work with that supplier or not. But those are kind of the main ones. What is also important is your personal experience with these suppliers. When you reach out to them, what is it like? Are they answering your questions? Are they being thorough? When you send them a whole nice initial message and you're being, super professional and kind with them, when they respond back to you, are they being super short? Are they avoiding questions? Are they not attentive to what you are asking them? Those are red flags for me, honestly. I have had so many experiences with suppliers where I try to ignore the red flags because I liked how the products looked or whatever. That is not what you want to do. You don't be Delulu when it comes to these suppliers, you guys. What they are giving you is what you can expect in the future. If they are not doing a good job answering your questions before you pay them, what do you think is going to happen after you give them your money? Do you think they're suddenly going to have better communication, or are they going to get worse? Hint, they're going to get worse. So make sure that they are doing the most in the beginning. Make sure that they are being thorough. Make sure that they are, willing to work with you, willing to compromise with you, willing to meet you in the middle as far as negotiations, because they're going to show you their best selves in the beginning. Like with dating, when you meet someone for the first time, you're getting the best of them. So if they suck on the first date, they're just going to get worse and worse. Same thing. So date your suppliers, make sure that they're, giving what they need to give before you decide to actually spend your money with them. And keep in mind as well that your suppliers, they want your business. Like, yes, you're reaching out to them, but at the end of the day, you're the customer. So they should be providing you with good customer service. So they should be the ones kind of going above and beyond to ensure that you're comfortable before you place your order. And real quick, before I forget, one big red flag with a supplier is if they are pressuring you to place your order with them. That's a red flag, because why are you so pressed for me to place my order? Is it because you're not used to getting business? Is it that you have bad quality product and you want to just like get me to lock it in so that I can't back out of it? What is the reason that you would rush me? Good suppliers won't rush you. They might, let you know, hey, we're going on Lunar New Year and you have to place your order by this date if you want us to get it out before we leave. That's not a red flag. But if you're talking to them and it's like your first conversation with them and they're like, okay, so you want place order, dear? Now, you ready? Like, no, ma'am, I'm not ready. To me, that's definitely a red flag. So I don't like pushy suppliers at all. And that's that on that. In my step-by-step program for Amazon selling, I do include a template of what you should be saying to the suppliers. And I do also have negotiation templates as well. So what you can say to them in order to help them get their price down, in order for you to get things for free, all of that. So, yeah, anyway. So once you have picked your supplier, normally this is what happens as far as the manufacturing process. Whew, child, I was going to take a sip of water, but there's like nothing in here. Let me brace myself to kind of give you the rundown on manufacturing. Heavy on the deer. Yo, they gonna hit you with that deer, okay? One thing about it. Okay, so here's what happens normally when you place your order. You're gonna have your little back and forth with your supplier, and what you should be doing is getting a sample from that supplier. So a sample is just a piece or two of the product that kind of gives you an idea of the quality of the products that your supplier is capable of producing. So you let them know, hey, I would love to have a sample of the product. And what you're going to want to do is tell them that it is standard practice for our company that whenever we have a sample sent out, whenever we place our bigger order, that the sample will be not refunded. What's the word I'm looking for? It'll be, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not refunded. But what I'm trying to say is it will be refunded. But there's another word. It's been a long day. But either way, basically what you're saying is if you end up going with them, that they're going to reimburse. Ooh, child, the struggle. They're going to reimburse you for the cost of the sample once you place your order with them. Yes, reimburse. Thank you. And so anyway, just a little tidbit there, but whatever. Once you get your sample, you're able to see the product, hold the product, evaluate the product for yourself, and you decide that the quality is great. This is definitely the supplier that you want to go with. By this point, you'll probably be chatting with them off of Alibaba. The easiest way to chat with your supplier is with WhatsApp or WeChat. I have used both in the past. And that just makes it easier for you to communicate. There is definitely a huge time difference. If you're selling out of the US and you're on the East Coast, there's going to be a 12-hour difference between you and your supplier, most likely. So when it is 8 a.m. for them and they are at work, like that's their work day, it's going to be 8 p.m. for you. So just a little bit of prep for you guys. Again, I'm very big on you knowing what to expect when you're going into this, is that you are going to be having to chat with them at least initially at night, because you want to be able to have that back and forth and not, an exchange every other day. Because if you reach out to your supplier during your day, let's say like it's 9 a.m. for you, you're sending them a message, they're not going to see that because it's 9 p.m. for them and they're already at home. And so they're going to see it the next morning and respond back to you. And if you don't look at it until the next day, you see how there can be delays in the communication. So the easiest way to do it is to just allocate some time in your evening in order to be able to kind of have that back and forth with them while they are in the office and able to have a conversation with you. So where was I going with that? Okay, so you're talking with your supplier on WhatsApp. You decide that you love the quality of the product and you want to move forward with them. What you're going to do next is you are going to have them draft up a contract, and that contract is going to say exactly what is expected out of this partnership, how many units they're going to be making, exactly what is specified about the units. So again, if we're using this toy as an example, or this bubble wand as an example, they're going to have to specify that it is supposed to be yellow. The tube is supposed to be yellow. The dragon on top is supposed to be orange with a yellow belly and blue eyes with eyelashes. Like, you want it to be as specific as possible. The reason for that is, God forbid something goes wrong and your supplier does not deliver what you have discussed. Let's say that they send you this, but instead of yellow and orange, it's blue and green, and that's not what you agreed on. Well, when you go to try to correct it with your supplier, first of all, they've already made a bulk amount of that product. They're not going to want to fix it. They might give you pushback. There might be friction on you either getting your money back or whatever. They might not want to work with you on that. If that's the case, then your next course of action would be to go to your payment processor. Now, here's where it's really, 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 really important that you know that you should be paying for your orders either with 1, Alibaba Trade Assurance, or 2, PayPal. Those are really the most secure ways you can place your order, because if something goes wrong, they're going to ask you, well, what does the contract say? Provide us a copy of the contract or whatever. If your contract does not specify, if all you put in the contract is that it's going to be bubble wands and nothing was specified, they're going to be like, well, they did send you bubble wands, didn't they? And you're not going to get your money back. But if it says, well, the bubble wands were supposed to be yellow and orange, and here's where it says that in the contract, but what they sent me is something completely different, then now they did not send what you agreed upon. And now you have a way to get your money back. So it's really important that you pay with one of those secure options. Again, that's Alibaba Trade Assurance or PayPal, and those will be the best ways to place your order so that you have that peace of mind that if something goes wrong, well, you got a contract and you have a course of action. Who draws the contract? Your supplier should be the one to draft the contract. And if you're going to do Alibaba Trade Assurance, they can draft the contract directly within Alibaba, and then you can make the payment directly through Alibaba. Just keep in mind that when you are paying for the order through Alibaba, there are going to be multiple payment options. And so you're going to be able to use a credit card. You'll be able to do a bank transfer, a wire transfer. Please don't do a bank transfer or a wire transfer. Like, no, we're not doing MoneyGram. We're not doing Western Union. That's the easiest way to get scammed. No. And if your supplier even suggests it, be like, that is not how my company does business. And these are the ways that we are able to process the payment, X and Y. Alibaba Trade Assurance, PayPal. Those are your 2 options. If they don't want to do that, find a new supplier, because that's so suspicious. Like, why on earth would you only accept a wire transfer? The one way that it's not the only way, but the main way that if I pay you that way and something is missing or something goes wrong, I can't get my money back. Like, that is sketchy and a huge red flag with the supplier. I will just say real quick that sometimes they might not want to do PayPal because there are more fees for PayPal. And I've had a lot of success in the past, either going half with them on the PayPal fee, or just, offering to cover that fee, because either way, it's almost like you're paying for insurance, just in case something goes wrong. But in a best case scenario, you guys will split the cost. That shows good faith. That means that you're both equally, invested in everything working out. You're both kind of like taking a little bit of a loss. So I think that would be the best case scenario. And that's that. Okay, so now that you have had the contract drawn up, you've placed your order. Keep in mind that you are going to not pay for your entire order up front. That is weird, and they should not be asking you to do that unless your product is extremely, extremely cheap, where it would just be kind of silly to break up the payment. So, for example, if you're buying a product that's like 20 cents a unit, which is possible. I've got a student who has a 30-cent product, but let's say it's something super cheap like that. For them to ask for full payment up front is not very weird because we're talking about a couple $100s. If you are buying a product where it's $3 a unit and you're spending $1,500 with them, no, babes, you're not getting all of that ahead of time. No. And so what would be average or acceptable for a deposit amount would be anywhere between 30 and 50%. That is what you can expect. I always try my best to negotiate them to 30, or just say standard practice for our company is 30% down, and then the remaining balance upon completion. And you just say it to them like that. I have seen and gotten really good results by just saying, like, this is how it's done in our company. And keep in mind, these suppliers don't know who you are. So you can present any scenario to them and they're going to just have to take that as the truth. So even if it's just you at home at your dining table or you in bed with a face mask on, you make it sound good. You let them know this is our company, me and my partner, me and my partners. I have had a lot of luck, or I won't even say luck, it's more of a strategy of making sure that they never think that it's just me who's making the decisions. Because when it's just you, they might try to convince you and they might try to like strong arm you. But if you say, well, it's not even my choice, I have nothing to do with it. This is what my boss says. This is what my partner says. You know, it's kind of an easy cop out to get them to agree because there's other people in the background who are saying no. If they say, oh, well, our unit price is $3 a unit, you can say, well, you know, I took that figure back to my boss or my manager and, you know, they just let me know that that's out of our range. You know, we have spoken with other suppliers who are willing to do $2.25, you know, per unit. If you're able to meet us in the middle at 260, we would love to move forward with your company. Something like that. You know, there's lots of different ways to negotiate and compromise, I guess, in a way, but there are also, ooh, I love this one. Thank you. There are also other things that you can try to negotiate for outside of just pricing, right? Like they might say, well, no, $3 is the unit price and we can't, oh, thank you. We can't go any lower than that. And then you can say, oh, well, you know, standard practice and what we normally experience with our other suppliers is that the thank you cards are included. We also would love for you to include some product photography of the product once it's complete, blah, blah, blah. There's lots of things that you can negotiate for that even though they won't bring down the unit cost of the product, they might, it's going to decrease your overall cost because they're giving you things for free. Something that might ordinarily cost 25 cents a unit, 50 cents a unit, they might be willing to give you for free. So there's different strategies to it is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so now you have placed your deposit and what's going to happen is they're going to begin production of your product. You're going to want to provide them with your logo, and logos are very, very easy to come by. You can make your own logo on Canva. They've got a million templates. You can create one yourself on software like Photoshop. You can just simply pay someone to make you a unique logo on a website like Fiverr.com for literally like $5, $10 maybe. And, you know, it's a super economical way to have that done quickly and easily. And then you just provide your supplier with that and they'll be able to add that to all of your product packaging and your product itself. And the other thing that you're going to need to provide them with is the barcode. So there's an Amazon barcode. I can talk about barcodes a little bit later. Let me just finish my thought with this and kind of wrap up the manufacturing piece of it. But you are going to provide them with that barcode. Amazon requires that barcode to be on your units so that they can keep track of it and make sure that things get checked in correctly. So it's going to be your logo, your barcodes, those would be the two most important things, and they're going to need that in order to produce your products. You're also going to want to have other little things like made in China on all of your units. You're going to want to have, the pertinent information. If it's coming in a bag, you need to have a suffocation warning. You're going to want to have thank you cards. So, there's a couple of different components, and I do have a YouTube video that goes over all of this. Again, if you're not able to take notes or whatever, you can just go over to YouTube and you can replay it and all of that. Should you negotiate price before getting a sample or after? I find it easier to negotiate pricing when that comes up in the conversation. So before you get to the point where you're even wanting to get a sample, a big factor in whether or not you want that sample is what price they're willing to give you. Because if you wait until they send you the sample, then they might say, well, the price is $4 a unit. You get the sample, and maybe the sample isn't like the best quality or whatever. You don't know that they're going to be willing to lower their price based off of that. And so keep in mind with that sample, most likely you're going to pay for it. Even if they're willing to give you the sample itself for free, you're going to be paying for the shipping. And so you're coming out of pocket for that. You don't want to just get samples for any old supplier. You want to get samples for the suppliers that you feel that you might actually work with. And it's definitely not necessary to get any more than 3 samples. Some people just do the most and get like 10 samples. I'm like, you don't need 10 samples. Pick the 2, maybe 3 if you're really having a hard time, but really your 2 best suppliers who are giving you good communication, who have been in business the right amount of years, the ones with the good response rate, blah, blah, blah. They've kind of checked off all of those boxes, along with having a reasonable price range that you're willing to spend. Once you have all of that information, then you decide, okay, these are my top 2, and I'm going to get samples from each. Let me compare and contrast, and then I'm going to decide who I'm going to go with. There are ways that you can wait until after you have the sample and use that as kind of a negotiation piece. Like, hey, I was really expecting higher quality from your company. The sample isn't what I was expecting. I'm still willing to work with your company if you're willing to come down a bit on the price. But obviously, if the sample isn't good, you don't want to work with them. So it's, it still isn't like the best case scenario. So yeah, you're going to then place the order. I think that's where I was. You're going to pay for the deposit. They're going to start making the product. They're going to need your logo, the barcodes, and whatever else you want on the packaging. And then, from there, you're just going to be waiting for the most part. There are going to be some things that you can do on your end while you wait, including making your product listing, having your photos done. You can do keyword research. You can line up some friends and family to leave you reviews when you're ready to launch. So there are some things that you can be doing on the back end as you are kind of just waiting for your products to be made. Normally, I keep very close contact with my suppliers while the manufacturing is going on. I want to know, maybe not every single day because that can be annoying for them, but you want to be in the loop about what's going on. Like every couple days, like, hey, what's going on? How are the products coming along? Are we on track as far as production time? And I forgot to mention this before, but that should also be one of your big components of picking a good supplier is how long it's going to take for them to make that product. And that is called lead time. And lead time is just basically how long it's going to take. So if it's going to take your supplier any more than 30 days, that is a little too long, in my opinion. Anything above 30. Main reason for that is when you get closer or higher up above a month, that means that it's going to take longer and longer for you to restock your product. And that is cause for concern. So if you are talking to a supplier and they're like, our lead time is 45 days, 60 days, you got to be like, nah, that's not going to work for us. We need, 30 days or less. And if they can't guarantee that, then you need to find a new supplier. And it's going to present a problem for you later on when you start to scale and when you need product more quickly. They're not going to be able to accommodate you, and that's going to be a problem. Let's see. Yeah, so that's that. They're going to be working on your products. And now when they get close to the end of the production of your products, what you're going to want to do is have a third party inspection done on your products. Now, third party inspection is something that you can pay for, where essentially a company will go to the factory where your products are being made and they're going to evaluate the products. So what they will do is they will write a full report on what they found. They're going to take a sample of your bigger order. So of 500 units, they might do a sample size of 50 or something like that. They're going to evaluate those units and make sure that they are what you're expecting. So if you want them to check for certain things, they will be able to do that. For example, they can make sure that all of the tubes are really yellow and not green. They can make sure that the wand itself has 2 holes and not just one. Like whatever you want them to look for, they will look for that and they will let you know what they find. So they're basically like your eyes and ears in China. That inspection is a non-negotiable. I'm telling you guys right now, you are going to be sick if you do not get an inspection and the products are bad quality or something is missing or whatever, because really at that point, your products would already be in the US and you have no real way of fixing the issue without having the products removed from the fulfillment center, sent back to you. Then you have to fix them and send them back. And that's just silly that you would have to do that because you paid your supplier to do it right the first time. So if they don't do it right the first time, you want to be able to catch that when they're still able to fix it, when, you know, the products are still in China, not when the products are in the US. That is not an issue that you want. And I say that from personal experience. I would tell the story, but I don't have the energy for it right now. But just trust me, and maybe I'll tell it in the next live, but trust me when I say that you don't want to take that risk. It will not end up good for you in the event that, you know, the products are not what they're supposed to be. So you have that inspection done. They will package all of your products up. And then what you're going to do, and kind of the final step for you, will be to create your Amazon shipping plan. And that shipping plan is going to let Amazon know what products you're planning on sending, how many units you're planning on sending, the dimensions of the product, the weight of the product. All of that information will be provided in the shipping plan that you will fill out through your seller account. Once you fill out that shipping plan, Amazon will then provide you, 1, with the address where your products need to go, and 2, with a shipping label that you can download and send to your supplier. Your supplier will receive those labels, print them out, and then stick them onto your big boxes. The big boxes are what your products are going to come in. Also, they can be referred to as cartons, but I'll just call them big boxes for simplicity. So for example, if you, again, take my advice and you order 500 units to start, you might have 10 boxes with 50 units in each box, right? So if you have 10 boxes and you fill out your shipping plan correctly, then that means when Amazon gives you that PDF of your shipping labels, how many shipping labels should you have? Quiz time. If you have 500 units and you have 50 units in each box, how many shipping labels is Amazon going to provide you with to put on your boxes? Y'all so smart. I love it here. Yes. Okay, perfect. They're going to give you 10 shipping labels that you will download, and you're going to send those to your supplier. Your supplier will print them out, stick them on your boxes. And that's how Amazon knows that the products belong to you, is because the shipping labels correspond with your seller account. It corresponds with that particular shipping plan. So there are a lot of complexities that go on behind the scenes as far as the logistics side of how all of this is done. And keep in mind, there's like literally millions of products moving through Amazon every single day. And the only way that they are able to make that so is because they've got these kind of steps in place, like creating the shipping plan where they know exactly what is coming, they know when to expect it, and they're able to just scan everything in using those corresponding shipping labels. So all of that is really, really important to keep in mind. And I would feel bad if I did not mention this, even though I know you guys are not at this point yet. But maybe when you're making your shipping plan in 2 months or whatever, you're going to remember that random girl on TikTok who told you this. Amazon has specific rules about how they receive products. So the boxes cannot be bigger than a certain set of dimensions, which is 25 inches by 25 inches by 25 inches. The boxes can't be bigger than that. The boxes cannot weigh more than 50 pounds. You can't use certain packing materials that are messy. So for example, packing peanuts, Amazon doesn't like that. They prefer, not even prefer, but require that you use not construction paper, I'm tripping. What do they call it? Like the brown paper. You guys like the recycled brown paper? That styrofoam they will accept, cardboard they will accept, but anything messy that's gonna like create more work for them, they do not like that. So keep in mind and let your supplier know of these requirements with Amazon so that they don't put packing peanuts in your products, and now Amazon is sending you warnings and telling you that you did something wrong. It's just not worth the stress of it. So yeah, that's that. And then one other thing, I think I mentioned it briefly, but make sure that all of your units say made in China or made in whatever the origin country is. And that will just make sure that they get through customs when they arrive at the border, so they get in easily. There have been instances where people did not put that made in whatever, and there are delays and issues. And I mean, worst case scenario, your product has to go back to where it came from because U.S. Border Patrol will not let not technically Border Patrol. It depends on the port where the products are being delivered. So let me speak accurately because I don't like just saying things. But either way, the point that I'm trying to make is you want to make sure that at customs, the products are accepted. And one of the requirements for that is for them to know where the product originated from, right? So that's that. I know that that was a lot of information. So like I'm telling you guys really like the whole rundown. I normally don't do this on live. Normally it's more of like a Q&A type of a vibe, but it's been so long since I've been on live talking about this that I kind of wanted to give a very thorough like breakdown of how this whole thing goes. Whew, Chile. I feel like I need a cough drop or something. I'm parched. But I hope all of that made sense. So now Amazon will receive your product and your products will be ready to go. Of course, you guys are welcome. I'm glad. I've been a little bit rusty because I don't normally do these lives as often here anymore. I do lives on Instagram though, by the way, you guys. So if you like the lives, make sure that you connect with me on IG. It's Learn with Abby with an _. And I'm about to start doing some live streams on YouTube as well. So if you like them, again, tune in on YouTube. Make sure that you're subscribed and you have your notifications on so that you'll know when I do a live. I probably won't be doing them super often here on TikTok, but we'll see. We'll see. Rusty Wear. Thank you. What product will you recommend? Go to my YouTube. I've got videos where I recommend products for you guys. This is the best business live I've seen. Thank you. That is such a nice compliment. Are you still on Amazon? Of course I'm still on Amazon. Come on now. Come on now. That's how I make my money, girl. This mortgage does not pay for itself. Okay? Amazon pays for it. Howdy. Well, the slang Texas. Thank you for that gift. I appreciate it. Okay. What was I about to say to you guys? Okay. Do y'all want to hear kind of the origin story? This is, look, I'm like giving y'all everything I got in this live. Lots of information, but I also want to know, do you guys want to know how I got into this? I know that probably most of you are new, even though I do see some, love ya, some familiar faces and names. I know some of you are new. So do you want to know how I got into all of this in the first place? If you're curious, let me know. I can definitely do that. But if not, I mean, we could keep it pushing. Sarah, hi. It has been forever. How have you been? Thank you. First timer here. Oh yeah, let's do that again because now that we've spent some time, I know that we've probably had a lot of people leave and then some new people come. If you're new, say hi and tell me where you're from, please. I live in Las Vegas and I can tell you guys more about that. Oh, these gifts are so cute. Thank you, but please don't spend your money sending me TikTok gifts. Save your money for your first Amazon product. How about that? How about that? Louisiana. I would love to go to New Orleans again. I went for a Mardi Gras a couple of years ago. I had a ball and the best beignets of my life. Oh, Vegas, England, Charlotte, North Carolina. Oh my God, tell me you guys are watching the new season of Love is Blind. Gainesville, Montana, Houston. Ooh, I had the time of my life in Houston. Vegas is my second home. That's awesome. Pennsylvania, Maryland. My little sister's in Maryland. Louisville, Kentucky. Okay, nice. Well, I'm so happy you guys are here. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys. Okay, should I start the story from my time in corporate, or should I start the story from being born in South Africa? Let me know how far back we want to go with this. Come to Houston and do a meet and greet. Oh my gosh, girl, I am not a celebrity. I do not need to be doing a meet and greet. Oh my goodness. Corporate. Okay, y'all are like, we don't need the childhood tea. It's all good. I'm not offended, okay? I asked because I want to tell you guys what you want to know. Okay. Someone said from the top, I'm dead. Okay, maybe in another live I can give you guys the whole backstory. Let me just start from my time in corporate so that we can get to the point. Thank you for the roses. I appreciate that. Okay, so here's how it went. I graduated college in 2016, and straight out of college, I went to work for this pharmaceutical company. I normally don't say the name of the company only because sometimes I'd be spilling a little bit of tea about some of the stuff that went on there, and we don't got time to be sued. But I don't think I would be. I just prefer not saying it. Anyway, big corporate pharmaceutical company where I was one of very few, one, Black people and two, young Black people. And so right off of the bat, I felt very, very different. I kind of felt like I didn't belong in my role. I had a lot of imposter syndrome when I worked in a corporate setting. And that could have been a personal problem, but I do also feel like the culture was very like old boys club and lots of politics, and it was just like too much. So at the time that I started working in pharmaceutical sales, I was living in New Jersey. I graduated college and then I was relocated to Brooklyn in order to do this job. The part of Brooklyn that I was in is not like the cool part that you guys are probably thinking of, like the Bushwicks or the Williamsburgs. No, that was not my territory. I was in South Brooklyn. I don't know if any of y'all are from New York, but that was Brighton Beach and Coney Island. If you know anything about Brooklyn and the demographics in Brooklyn, that is a very, very large Russian population. I don't have a problem with that. I'm bringing it up to tell you guys that I already was feeling like I didn't belong in this job. And then I'm now placed in this territory and having to work this area with people who I look nothing like and who look nothing like me, who have honestly limited English. In some of the offices I went into, we could barely communicate. And so it was definitely a lot of trial and error that went into, figuring out how I was going to finesse the job. And for those of you who don't know, when it comes to pharmaceutical sales, basically what you're doing is selling drugs legally. So you're going into doctors' offices and you're trying to get them to prescribe your drug to their patients. And so that was my whole job. Let me also say that when this job first was kind of created, or this field of pharmaceutical sales representatives or drug reps, you literally had to be a pharmacist in order to promote these drugs. And so imagine the dynamic when these older doctors who are used to literal pharmacy level educated people coming into now this young girl straight out of college coming in there trying to sell them a product. I feel like there was a lot of I don't want to call it animosity, but like unspoken tension due to that fact. And so I had to work really hard to kind of like gain the trust of these offices and some of these doctors. But one thing about me, I'm always come prepared. And so, I had scenarios where they tried to quiz me, they tried to like test me to make sure that I knew what I was talking about. And, the best thing that you can do when someone doubts you is to know what the fuck you're talking about. And I did, so they would ask me these random, like super specific questions out of the PI. The PI is the product insert. So if you've ever gotten a drug or something prescribed to you, the PI is that little piece of paper that's folded like a million times. And if you open it, it's like this big. It tells you all of the information about the product, like how you're supposed to use it, who's not supposed to use it, a lot of like really intense like scientific terms about the product are in the product insert. So they would ask me some random thing from page 8 of the product, like they were just trying me for real. And so anyway, I say all that to say that I got very good at this job and I was killing it. I had great numbers. I was, hitting all of my sales goals and all of that. So sometimes when I talk about my time in corporate, people who are skeptical of me and my journey and all of that, they're like, well, you probably just weren't good at your job, or you hated it because you sucked at it. And I'm like, no, babes, I was great at my job, but it doesn't mean that I was happy. I was not feeling satisfied. I felt like what I was doing didn't really matter. I had a lot of job anxiety, constantly feeling like I was going to get fired, constantly feeling like I was being watched and monitored. And it wasn't a good situation for me personally. I know people who enjoy the 9 to 5, they like the structure of it. They like that they're not having to be personally responsible for whether or not the company, succeeds or fails. And I totally get that. So I'm not here to say that it's wrong. If you're happy with where you're at or you're happy working for someone else, it's not a crime. I'm just saying that for me personally, I was over it. Like probably within 6 months to a year, I was like, no, I can't do this forever. Like this ain't for me, baby. Even though I'm good at it, I don't like it. And I don't feel like I'm being compensated fairly for what I'm doing. And so there were lots of different things that happened at that job that kind of caused me to become more and more fed up, more and more tired of just like, the grind. Like I was over it. Now, just because I was miserable doesn't mean that I could just quit, because this is real life and we've got bills and obligations and I'm a grown woman and I can't just be unemployed. And so that's when I started to look for other ways of selling on Amazon. And at this time I was living in Atlanta. I had relocated to Atlanta. So I'm looking at real estate investing. Well, I'm broke. I can't buy real estate, so that's not going to work. I'm looking at affiliate marketing. I have no followers. That's not going to work. I'm looking at, trading Forex. And I think we all know what the T is with Forex. So I was like, nah, it didn't feel like there were a lot of good options for me. But that's when I decided that I was going to try e-commerce. So fun fact, I originally started selling on Shopify, which did not work for me. I lost some money doing that too. But I think that it was all meant to be and it all happened the way that God or whoever intended for it to happen. Because when Shopify didn't work out, that's when I found Amazon FBA and I started doing research, and really the rest is history. But I will tell you guys that for the first 4 months, I started looking into it in about August of 2018 is when I started like learning about Amazon and really becoming obsessed with the idea of, making this money. And I launched my first product in January of 2019. So at that time I was still at my corporate job and I was also, trying to do the Amazon thing at the same time. And I will, again, be honest and let you guys know I lost money with my first 2 products. So I would love to come on here and be like, well, I launched a product and I made 10K in my very first month and blah, blah, blah. that would not be honest. That's not what happened. I lost money. I picked a bad product and it didn't work out for me with that first one. I also picked a bad second product because I didn't even give myself enough time to see what went wrong with the first one. And so now I made the same mistake 2 times. Imagine how dumb how dumb literally I felt the first time around. And then to do the same thing a second time was just like, all right, girl, you got to do something different. If you're going to launch a third product, like something's got to give. You've got to switch it up. And that's where I went from picking these really competitive products to picking a completely unsaturated, non-competitive product for my third one. And that's literally where my life changed. I know that sounds very dramatic and corny or whatever, but that third product changed the entire trajectory of my life. And I say that because everything snowballed from there. That third product is what allowed me to buy my mom a house. That third product is what allowed me to quit my job. And from there, I was able to scale my business. And so just so you guys have a little bit more of an idea of what was going on with me, along with what was going on in business, because I could sit here and be like, well, I made this much and then I made that much, which is great. But just for you guys to like know and see that I'm a regular person, just like you guys are. I'm not like a business robot and I have like all of these resources and people who are like telling me what to do every step of the way. I was literally figuring it out as I went. The product was a nail file and nail buffer, and I do have a YouTube video where I show you, and this is what it looked like, and this is why I thought this would be a good idea, and that the whole thing. It's on YouTube, Learn with Abby. But anyway, I had bought my mom the house. I had quit my 9 to 5, and then I moved from Atlanta to California. I'm tripping. So I made that really huge move across the country. And what happened was I quit my job in at the end of July 2019. And by the end of August 2019, I was pregnant with my then fiance, my son's dad. Yeah, we took a trip and had a little too much fun. Girl came back pregnant. And the reason that I'm even bringing that up is because during my pregnancy, and I don't know if there are any parents in here, I was extremely sick. I was not one of those pregnant women that was like glowing and happy and just like exuding this like beautiful energy. I was miserable. I was throwing up every single day. All I could eat was clementines and popsicles. Like I was miserable. And at the same time, that was when people started reaching out to me wanting to learn how to sell on Amazon. And I'm like, getting on phone calls with these people from college and, whoever was seeing my stuff on Instagram. And I just decided like, I cannot be on phone calls all day, every day. I'm pregnant, I'm miserable, I don't have the energy for it. That's when I decided to create my program, which I currently still teach now. That version of my program was like 4 hours long. The current version of my program is 17 hours long. So as time has gone on, I've definitely optimized, I've added so much, and it's just, I'm very, very proud of what it is today. But obviously, you got to start somewhere. So I had that very first initial version of it. And then during that time, what I ended up doing was I was experimenting with different like ideas for new brands and all of that I wanted to start in the new year. Now, at the end of 2019, I had no freaking clue what was about to happen in 2020, as probably none of us did. And so I distinctly remember having my baby shower at the end of February. And then literally 1 week later is when COVID hit. So imagine that you have just moved all the way across the country. You're in a place where you don't have family or friends, and you are pregnant, 6 months pregnant at this point, and you find out that there's this pandemic that is killing people. And, like it was very stressful. I mean, I'm sure we can all remember what was going on in our personal lives at the time that happened. The reason that I'm bringing it up is because I was very, very nervous and stressed out about what was going to happen to my Amazon business. I'm like, wow, I'm doing like $20K a month at this point. And, I'm feeling really good about the growth of my business. But at the same time, what's going to happen if this whole thing is worse than what we think it is. I was very, very paranoid, but to be honest, was I paranoid? Because it really did turn out to be like worse than I imagined. And so let's fast forward a little bit of time. May comes, I'm due to have my baby. My mom can't be there with me. My sister can't be there with me because it's COVID and you can only have one person. And I chose to have my son's dad in the room with me, who again was my fiance at the time. And so I have a mask on my face. I'm having to literally push my son out with a mask on. So many things are going through my brain. I'm worried because I'm a Black woman and y'all know we die a lot during childbirth at a much higher rate than everybody else. And, I'm thinking about all these different things, but I remember distinctly being so grateful that I did not have to think about money at that time because, again, my Amazon business was like thriving. Of course, I was overthinking and kind of worried about the future. I'm like, well, I don't know if I'm going to keep making money because who knows what's going to happen with this pandemic. But at the same time, to be able to literally be or have freshly given birth and to be able to look at my phone and see that I still made an incredible amount of money while I'm in labor, while I'm giving, like, it was just like really, really eye-opening for me. And I was really, really grateful for that. I remember feeling that way after I had my son and he's like laying in the little, that little glass, or maybe it's not glass, plastic bed that they have for newborns. I'm just like, thank you, God, because if I was working any other job, or even at my old corporate job, there's no way I would be able to enjoy this moment. I'd be worried about what the hospital bill is going to look like and how, I'm going to make it. So anyway, let's keep on going here. So this is 2020, had my son in the middle of the year. And I told you guys at the end of 2019, my first year selling on Amazon, I did about 100K, which, that's not bad. 100K in sales. That first year I was pretty profitable. I was at like 40% profit margin. So basically what I made was what I spent on my mom's house and my move to California. And then after that, in 2020, my business went crazy. Like, that's really the only way that I can describe it. I went from 100K to $750,000 in products sold. This is my second year of business, you guys. Never seen that much money in my entire life. I was shook. Like, I was like, what do I even do with it? Like, it was literally like mind blowing. I never seen that much money in my whole life. And so I was really, really excited. And I'm like, damn, if I can do 750K in year 2, what is year 3 going to look like? Ended year 3, $1.3 million in sales again. And I keep emphasizing that because, again, I'm not here to mislead anyone. I'm not here to like make it sound like something it's not. And so just so you guys have a point of reference, historically, my profit margins have hovered right around 33 to 34%. And so if I'm giving you a number, just a third of that is what I actually profited, just for your point of reference. So yeah, 1.3 mil is what I did in 2020. In 2021, increased even further. I was at like 1.8 million. Last year, crossed over the $2 million dollar mark in one calendar year. So business has continued to grow year over year. And I think that's just a testament to the fact that there is still opportunity to sell on Amazon, which is why I don't want to say like it annoys me, but to me, it's like you cannot say that Amazon is too saturated. You cannot say there's no room to make money anymore, because I've been selling on the platform actively for 5 years. And I'm making more and more money every year that goes by. You guys might be thinking, okay, well, that's because you started 5 years ago. What about if I wanted to start right now? I teach people how to sell. I've taught over 1,000 people how to sell on Amazon. In fact, I think we're closer to 15. Well, we're over 1,500, but I'm talking about our private Facebook group. We're at 1.3K members in that group, and every member in that group is part of my program. So when I say that I have a lot of experience teaching people how to do this, and I see people launch new products every single day and have success with Amazon. So I feel like obviously I've been able to find success with it, but I think that what is the true indicator that something works is how replicable it can be. Yes, I did it, but have other people also been able to do it following the same methods? They have. And so what that tells me is that there are still ways that you can make money doing this if you pick the right product. I think literally that's all it comes down to, whether or not you are going to sell a product that is in demand enough, a product that gives you enough of an opportunity to differentiate. Those are the factors that will make or break, whether or not you make money on Amazon. So anyway, I say all that to say that Amazon is going great for me. And I do feel that if I were to start over, thank you for the money, guys. I feel that if I were to start over in 2024, let's say that I have never sold on Amazon, I have no experience in business. I'm just thinking back to when I was 25 and desperate to leave my job. Would I do this again, or would I do something else? And this is me being completely honest. Obviously, y'all might be like, that's BS, but my honest opinion is that this is still the business that I would start if I had to go back and do it over again. Even with the opportunities that there are to make money being an influencer, with the money that you can make doing affiliate marketing, with the money that you can make being a YouTuber, the money that you can make starting a car wash or a restaurant or any other business, I still don't think will give you the same opportunity to make as much money as you will with Amazon. Amazon is just that big. Like, nothing else compares. And so, I think about all of the factors that are important to me out of a business, especially now that I have made a lot of money doing this. I have a lot of time freedom. So what I think about is what is most important to me, and that literally is it. How can I make the most amount of money with the least amount of effort? And that's me being completely real. I am not a coach or, a teacher who is going to preach to you that you need to hustle and grind and you need to just work 50 hours a week if you really want this life. Never. I'm the person that's going to tell you that, yes, you need to put the effort in up front, but you're doing it for a purpose. You're doing it because you are trying to create that passive stream of income that you can rely on later on. And so for me, when I think about how honestly miserable I was probably those first 4 months of not knowing anything about Amazon, not knowing how it worked, not knowing what I was doing, going through that trial and error, was it worth it? Absolutely. I am 30 years old now. This is a business I started when I was 25. And I've been able to create literal generational wealth. I never thought that that was possible for me. As someone who grew up with very little, single mother, taking care of 3 kids, working multiple jobs, having to go without a lot of times, being hungry sometimes. I mean, I really come from, I don't want to say nothing, but from very little. So to be able to build this myself, and by the grace of God, and just, so many different factors came into play. But I do think that the biggest thing for me was that I saw an opportunity and I acted on it. I took it for what it was. And I'm saying this because I really want to encourage anyone in here who is maybe on the fence or thinking, I don't know if I'm cut out for this. I don't want to lose money. I don't know. I get that. But at the same time, you have to take that first step. You don't know what's possible if you don't try. And I know it's kind of corny, but I love this quote. I don't know if I'm even going to quote it correctly, but basically it says that the cost of not trying is the life that you could have lived. So yes, you're afraid, and that's fair. But at the same time, are you so afraid that you were not going to even give it an attempt? Because don't you think that even the people who, yes, had a lot more resources than probably you and I do, like a Jeff Bezos or a Bill Gates or whoever else, don't you think that they had doubts when they started? There's not very many successful or wealthy people who have always had the confidence that things were going to work out no matter what. There's a healthy amount of fear that goes into starting anything new. But at the same time, you have to give it a try. You have to give it a try. What if Oprah was so scared to public speak that she just never gave it a try? What if Kim Kardashian was so afraid to bust it open? No, I'm totally kidding. I'm just I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. What if Beyonce was too scared to sing that one time in church and never tapped into her talent? You know what I mean? Like, you don't know what you're capable of. You don't know what you're capable of if you don't give it a try. So I just, let me wrap this all up, because see, now I'm being silly because I'm rambling. But what I want you to take away from all of this is that you are capable of anything you put your mind to. I remember that, I didn't really have a lot of support. I didn't have people telling me that you can do anything and, really speaking that positivity and that life into me. And so I want to be able to do that for you guys. If you're thinking that you're not smart enough, you're not experienced enough, you're not knowledgeable enough to be able to do this, you are. You are. Because as I sit here today, there's not a big difference between me and you. You might be looking at me like, wow, she has her stuff together. She's making all this money and blah, blah, blah. I do, and I am. But I'm still just a person. All of these successful people that you might be looking up to, they're still just people at the end of the day. And so if I can do it, why can't you? If the next person can do it, why can't you? You're just as deserving. You're just as hardworking. So if they can do it, you can as well. It really comes down to you having that mindset and believing in yourself. And trust me, you guys, I get very, very tired of the mindset talk. It feels very fluffy to me as someone who's definitely more of a realist, probably teetering on cynical. Whenever anyone mentions like manifestation and, like the hippy dippy stuff, I normally roll my eyes and I'm like, oh my gosh, here they go. They're just, talking about a whole lot of nothing. But I can tell you guys right now, as someone who has made, and it's so cringy to say it, but it's true, who has made millions selling on Amazon, I can now see the importance of the mindset. Because if you allow your own thoughts to consume you, that is what's going to stop you from giving it a try. That's what's going to stop you from taking action. That's what's going to keep you watching my lives and watching my YouTube videos, but never actually getting started, is because of those intrusive thoughts and the overthinking and the overanalyzing and the imposter syndrome. Law of affirmation, law of attraction. I hate to say it because, again, I'm one of those people that's like, all right, okay. But truly, I think that when I started to believe in myself, that's when I was more confident to take those steps. So if you don't believe you're worthy, if you don't even believe that you can achieve it, what is going to push you forward into getting your Helium 10 subscription? What is going to push you forward into investing in my program or my monthly membership? It's literally $47 a month. If you can't invest that, all that means is that you don't have the confidence that you'll be able to do it. And I don't want you guys to think that way. You can do it. I did it. I suck at math. I didn't have anyone investing in my business or anything, and I was able to do it. I want you to believe in yourself the way that I believe that you guys can all do this. And I've seen it happen hundreds of times at this point. People who are in your exact shoes, in your exact mind frame, in your exact position as far as being sick and tired of working your 9 to 5, sick and tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I mean, I can identify with all of that. And I want more than anything for all of you to be able to experience what life is like on the other side, where you're not constantly stressed out about money, where you're able to actually enjoy life, like to more than just exist. Do you guys get what I'm saying? I feel like before I was just existing. I'm going through the motions. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, but I didn't feel like I was truly living until I was able to put myself in a position where I could do what I wanted with my time. I could actually, support my family and my friends and just live this life of abundance and peace at the same time. There's nothing wrong with wanting a better life for yourself, a better life for your family. That's fair. That's what I think a lot of people should aspire to. You want to live the best life possible because you only get one of them. So if that's going to cost you 3, 4, even 5, 6 months of you working on starting this business, but it's able to give you the life that you desire, the life that you deserve, that's a worthwhile price. Don't be scared of a little bit of hard work, you guys, because what's waiting for you on the other side is you to have that financial freedom, that time freedom, that passive income, all of these things that we hear about constantly on social media. It's attainable. It is attainable. You just have to find the method that can get you there. And I think that Amazon FBA is by far the best method to get you there. You get to build your own brand. You get to have Amazon do the deliveries for you. Never have to touch the product. Let's not forget about you being able to sell your brand later on, which is what I plan to do once I'm over it and I just don't want to sell it on Amazon anymore. I will walk away with no less than 7 figures for each of my brands. I've got 2 of them. Life is great, and I want you guys to be able to experience. And the only way that that's going to happen is by you making a decision and taking action today. It's 10 p.m. here on the West Coast, so 1 a.m. for any of y'all who are in or on the East Coast. Where are you guys right now? Let me know in the comments where you're at. I know it's late, but at the end of the day, I feel like the best thing that you can do for yourself right this second is to take an action. Commit yourself in even a small way. If you're not in a position to enroll in my program or whatever, that's not the end of the world, but there's a little something that you can do right this second. You can go over to my YouTube channel, Learn with Abby. You can subscribe and dedicate yourself to watch at least 1 tutorial video a day. You can join my membership for $47 a month and you get 3 classes every single month. You can commit yourself to at least that. You can go ahead and subscribe to Helium 10. Start doing some product research. Start looking for products. Sign up for your Amazon seller account, sell.amazon.com. Do a little bit of something today that is going to get you closer to that goal, because there's nothing worse than sitting around and wishing and hoping for something when the opportunity is right here. The opportunity is right here. It's whether you take it, whether you do something with it or not. That's really what it's going to come down to. So, whoo, child, let me get off my soapbox. I feel like I've been preaching for how long? Damn. I appreciate you guys for listening to me talk. And I really hope that that helps someone in here gain the confidence that they need to, believe in themselves enough just to try it. You never know. You never know. Mississippi, Atlanta, Toronto, Canada, New York, Alabama, Virginia, Phoenix. Y'all are all over the place. Houston, the Netherlands, East Coast, Dominican, Nashville, Africa. Hello, my sister. Missouri. Dang, 1 a.m., 6 a.m. in South Africa. Girl, it is the morning time for you. You better get to it, okay? Did you make your Amazon seller account? Chicago, Atlanta, Arizona, Vegas, yes. Florida, Cali, Zambia. Yeah, y'all are all over the place. Okay, right now, put it in the comments. Give me the money sign. It could be the money bag or it could be the cash. Give me a money sign, and that is you committing to taking an action. Give me the $sign. Give me the cash emoji. Give me something. We're putting it into the universe. We are taking accountability, and we're saying that we are going to take at least one initial step. If you can't do that, baby, do you want this life? Do you want the financial freedom or not? A little bit of work, it'll pay off. It'll pay off. I'm confident in that. So come on now. Y'all get it. Y'all get it. All right. So this means that in my next live, I expect for you guys to have lots of product research questions, because that means that you all would have at least started with Helium 10. Again, guys, I have it linked in my bio. In case you're worried about which one you need or whatever, you can try it out for free using that link. And I do have a discount code for you guys as well to try Helium 10. I want to see and make sure that y'all have made your Amazon seller account. Okay. Y'all are poking around, trying to starting to look for products. And you can do that by watching the free training linked in my bio. That's one way to get started. You can also go straight to my YouTube channel, Learn with Abby, for free tutorials. If you're looking for a more of a structured setting, my membership would be also a great option. That is $47 a month, only for the month of February though, guys. If you enroll, or not enroll, but if you join the membership during February, Black History Month, hello. That's not the reason, but it's just for this month. You'll be able to join and lock in at $47 for an entire year. Starting in March, it goes up. So it's 50% off for this month. And that'll, like I said, lock you in for 12 months. So with that being said, the only other thing that I can really think to mention would be my step-by-step program. This is definitely my most comprehensive offering for you guys who want to get started and you really want more support. You want more of a thorough learning experience. My step-by-step program has over 17 hours of step-by-step tutorials. And so basically what it is it shows you how to make your Amazon seller account, how to look for products, what criteria you should be looking for. I've got a winning product criteria in there. I've got a list of 199 products to stay away from. I give you basically everything you need to know from nothing. So I know nothing about Amazon. I know nothing about business. If that's you and you want step-by-step kind of blueprint on how to get started, that program will really give you what you're looking for. On top of the 17 hours of material that you'll get in the course, you will also be able to join our private Facebook group where we have weekly Zoom calls. I answer your questions. I can do product reviews for you. If you think you found a product that you want to sell and you want me to just look it over, give you a thumbs up, or tell you, nah, it's not going to work. I do that for my students as well. I give product ideas in the group as I come across them. And yeah, it's just a vibe over there. So if you're looking for a community, I would definitely say that the program, if you're in a financial position to enroll, is definitely more of an investment, but it's just another option. So I've got everything from free with the 60-minute training, along with my YouTube channel, to kind of the mid-tier, which would be the monthly membership, and then the full step-by-step. So I try my best to give a little bit of something for everyone. And that's everything I have to offer. So all of that is linked in my bio. I would love to help you guys get started with this. Not quite sure when the next live will be, but like I said, I do go live more often on Instagram, which is Learn with Abby with an underscore at the end, along with more lives planned for YouTube. So I think we'll probably have our first YouTube live stream within the next few days here. So make sure you're subscribed and turn on your notifications and you'll know the next time that we are live. Okay, with all of that being said, let me answer a couple questions. I know I've not done the best job of that in this live because I was definitely more so teaching and just kind of giving you guys as much information as I could. And trust me, I still could probably sit here and talk for another, we've been on here for probably like 2 hours or so. I could probably talk for another 2 hours easily. Just going over more, after you actually have the product manufactured and sent to Amazon, what happens next? I mean, there's a lot I could talk about, but I'm trying to make this information as digestible as I can for you all. I know that most of you are beginners, so hopefully this was kind of simplistic enough for you to get an idea of what you can expect. And yeah, that's that. So let's see real quick. Let's do something fun. I feel like it's been very, very information-y, very much giving a class, a little intense. Let's do something fun. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna grab my laptop. What products did you typically sell first? I was selling nail products. My very first product was a nail file and nail buffer. And I do have a YouTube video where I show you and kind of talk through what my thought process was with that. Are you an elite employee? No, I am a business owner. Thank you. Thank you. Does your ebook cover retail arbitrage or it's mainly PL? It is just private label. I don't teach arbitrage at all because I don't do it because it's too much work. Okay, so we're gonna do something a little bit fun right now, you guys. I'm going to look up a product and we're gonna do a little bit of a giveaway for the ebook. Actually, should we do a giveaway for the ebook or should we do a giveaway for a free month of the membership? Let me know in the comments what would be more appealing to you guys, the ebook or the membership. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let me know what you think. And I'm actually gonna pull up Amazon right now so that I can look up a product for you guys. I said one or the other. Y'all talking about both. Y'all talking about both. Let's do the membership because as part of the membership, you get a copy of my ebook. So that's how you'll get both. All right, all right. I'm a little soft. Y'all got it. We'll do the membership. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'll tell you when we're gonna do the giveaway, but right now what I need you guys to do is to give me a product to look up on Amazon. I'm gonna use the software that I keep on mentioning to you guys, which is called Helium 10. So I'm going to, does it come with your number? Not you try to rizz me up in a business live, Edgar. Don't do that. But give me a product in the comments, you guys, that you want me to look up. And then I'll tell you when we're gonna do the giveaway. So what product should I look up using Helium 10? Make it a little bit specific. Like pet toys is too broad, for example. Glass aesthetic jars. Ish, were you not here when I said no glass? That's too delicate. Body shaper. Then would the price go up after a month? Would it be better to purchase your discount membership? The price will go up for the monthly membership in March. So if you join this month for February, it locks you in at $47 a month for 12 months. Okay. Oil dispenser, dog collars. Okay. We're going to do, ooh, detangling brush is a good one. Oh, Lord. Okay. Let's do dog collars, even though I know it's going to be very saturated. No, there's too many different kinds. Well, okay, it's fine. Whatever. We'll do dog collars. Okay. Ooh, Derma roller is a good one. Okay, let's do dog collar and then maybe we'll do derma roller. Okay, so I'm gonna pull it up using Helium 10 right now. And what I'm gonna tell you is just like some of the information that I see. So dog collars, and just give it a second. It's gotta load up a little bit of info, but I will tell you how much money they are making. And that's what we're gonna do the giveaway. Okay. So remember how I told you guys, well, actually, let me quiz y'all. Make sure y'all were listening to me and didn't get distracted. What do we look at when we want to see how in demand a product is on Amazon? What should we be looking at when we want to know how much demand there is for a product? Do you guys remember what I said? Nope, I'm talking about demand. Come on, searches. Yes, search volume. Good job. Okay, so search volume, which for dog collars is 30,000 searches per month, which is great. Okay, that's a very healthy search volume. We love it. Okay, so it passes that one. Total revenue, $2.2 million. Average revenue, $48,000 per seller. Average price, $12. Average reviews. What did I say about reviews, you guys? How many reviews should be the maximum that we're looking for? What is the maximum amount of reviews we should be looking for? Come on, Gina Marie. Come on. What other TikTokers' audience is as smart as mine? None. Y'all did that. Yes, 200. Guess how many average reviews they got? 6,000. 319 on average. We need it to be 200 or less. This ain't gonna work. All right. This ain't gonna work. Way too competitive. Way too competitive. But anyway, we're gonna push forward because we've got a membership to give away. Okay. So I need you guys to tell me and give me your guess in the comments. Actually, you know what? I need one person to help me like be a moderator kind of, because sometimes I miss it if there's too many people who are engaging. Is there anyone who volunteers to help me out for this? Anybody? Bueller? Bueller? Please. Please, I don't trust myself. Okay. Okay. Let me go ahead and just pick someone. Miss Maureen. Thank you guys for volunteering. I'll just go with Maureen because she's right there on my screen. Okay, Maureen, I'm going to make you into an admin if you don't mind. Or not an admin, a moderator. And then all I need you to do is look at the... Oh, I was like, how did I? Okay, I'm sorry. My brain is like all over the place. Look at the responses and tell me if anybody, like, just keep a lookout. You'll get what I'm saying. So here's how we're gonna do the giveaway, you guys. I know I'm being a little bit slow right now. Slow with my speech. Okay, we're going to try to guess how much money the #1 seller of dog collars is making on Amazon every month. You guys are going to guess, and then Maureen is going to help me so that I can identify who had the closest guess. Okay? So how much money do you think the #1 seller of dog collars is making on Amazon every month? No one's gotten it yet. No one's gotten it yet. But someone has been close. No one's gotten it yet, but someone's been close. How much money do you think the #1 seller of dog collars is making on Amazon every month? Let me hear your guesses. No one's gotten it just yet. Okay. Dang. Okay, some of these guesses are nuts. Okay, are you guys ready for the answer? The #1 seller of dog collars on Amazon is making a whopping $982,477.35 per month on Amazon. $982,477 per month on Amazon. And I think the winner will be Kim, because she was the first person who said 1 million. Maureen, I know this is very annoying, but are you able to scroll up and confirm that it's Kim? Kim, are you here? I feel like I remember your profile pic. Yeah, I think it was you. All right. It was Kim, right? Okay, I thought so too. Maureen, do you mind taking a screenshot of Kim's profile? And then Kim, send me a DM on Instagram, not here, but on Instagram. And I will get you a discount code in order to get the membership for a month for free. Woo! And you're going to love it because next week on Wednesday, we actually have a Q&A with Claire, who is our shipping expert from China. Like she lives in China. So she's gonna be there answering questions on Wednesday. And then the following week, you'll be with me for our Q&A. So you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it, girl. But yeah, Kim is our winner. She's gonna get to join the membership for a month for free. But yeah, isn't that insane, you guys? Like imagine $1 million a month selling a dog collar on Amazon. Like, hello? Hello? That's insane. That is insane. Okay. Do we want to do one more? Should we do another one? Should we give away one more membership? My team is going to be like, not you just giving away membership. Yeah. But I don't care because I'm the boss. If I want to give away a couple memberships, I'm going to give away a couple memberships. I don't care. Should we do one more, you guys? Okay. I can't remember what that other product recommendation was that I was going to look up. It was a nice looking white man who left it, and I can't remember who he was. If you're still in here, oh, a derm roll. Yes, y'all got it. Y'all got it. I couldn't remember what he said. Yes, it was a derm roller. Thank you. Y'all have an incredible memory. Like, next time I need to make my to-do list, I'm going to come on here. I'm going to say it out loud, and then you guys will remind me of what I said because y'all are on it. I love it here. Okay, so let's look up derm roller. I don't know if this is the product that I'm actually thinking of, but let's see. Who won? It was Kim. It was Kim. What about beautiful products on Amazon? Beautiful products like what? Okay. Oh, this. I can't believe people really use this product. Like, I'm horrified imagining these tiny needles going into my face. Like, that really freaks me out. And I've actually had microneedling done, but I just can't imagine doing it on myself. Like, this looks insane. Okay, so we're gonna look up Derma Roller, and we're going to do the same thing on here that we just did with the other product. And for Derma Roller, the searches are insane. Like, remember how for dog collar, the searches were 30,000 a month? The search volume for derma rollers is 130,000 a month. That's just insane to me. So literally 4 times the amount of searches for derma rollers. I don't know why that's like, seems so excessive to me. Okay, so we're gonna give away another membership or another membership spot. So I'm going to go ahead and order it from top to bottom in case you guys are wondering what it looks like, in case you don't have Helium 10 just yet. This is what it looks like. Do not judge the amount of tabs I hate that one though. Oh, there we go. Can you guys see? So that's how the numbers look and that's how the graphs look. Anti-aging, that's why. Yeah, I guess that does make sense. Okay, I'm gonna go from top to bottom. And I'm going to give you guys a hint right off of the bat because I know that that last one is going to make everyone think that it's like 1 million or above. I'm going to tell you guys that it's under 1 million just because I want someone to actually guess it and get the membership. I'm not just doing this for engagement and not actually wanting to hook somebody up. So I'll tell you guys right now it's under 1 million just for simplicity. Thank you for the heart. Appreciate you. And we're going to do this one within 10K above or 10K below. So whoever gets it the closest within 10K will get it. Okay. You guys go ahead and guess. And I'm trying to pay really close attention. How much money do you all think the #1 seller of derma rollers is making on Amazon per month? We might have to do it within 5K, to be honest. I shouldn't have given you guys that tip. But so far, I have a winner in my head, but let's see if anyone can get closer. How much do you think the #1 seller of derma rollers is making on Amazon per month? Okay. So the number one seller is making a whopping $590,892.97. $590,892.97. I think the first person to guess 600K was Real Pretty Zoe. Maureen, are you still here? Maureen, are you still here? I hope she is. Maybe she can confirm. But I think it was Real Pretty Zoe. Can you send me a... Okay, Maureen, did you catch it? I know a lot of people said 600, but I'm pretty sure she's the one who said it first. Okay, you confirmed. Perfect. Okay, Zoe, congratulations, girl. Send me a DM on Instagram and I will get you a code so that you can join the membership for a month for free. I love it here. Okay, awesome. Yay. I'm just sitting here trying to think of other things that we can do for funsies where I don't have to talk as much because I feel like my throat is getting sore. Oh, Lord, but I don't want to leave you guys. I just love talking to you, and I want to talk about Amazon. I don't want to go, but I feel like I can't talk anymore. My voice is getting raspy. How do they become the top seller? They become the top seller when they sell the most amount of product, like they're making the most sales. Where do we find those figures? Using Helium 10, that's the software that is linked in my bio. And it's basically an Amazon software that helps you see all of the data, what's selling, what's not. And I have demonstrations on how to use it on my YouTube channel, Learn with Abby, as well. Whew, Chile. Thank you so much. Time to get some sleep, work in the morning. Okay, have a great day at work tomorrow, Gina. What does the Helium 10 look like? So if you just go to the link in my bio, that will take you directly there so that you know that you're on the right website and on the right page. Go straight to the link in bio and that will take you there. But Helium 10 is blue, like the website is blue. And that's the latest already, Helium 10, yeah. Is that total or just that product? That was for just that one product. That was fun, yay, I'm happy to hear that. I'm so happy to hear that. Yay. I DM'd you. Okay, perfect. I'll take a look when I get off of here. If there was a product you would suggest for a beginner, what would it be? I have some product recommendations on my YouTube channel. Hi, is getting started with no experience worth the investment? 100%. I started with zero experience. I didn't know what the heck I was doing when I started selling on Amazon. I was just a 25-year-old with a hope and a dream. I didn't know what I was getting myself into whatsoever, but I do think that, you know, it's really all about education is one piece and then action is the other piece. So learn, you know, what you should be looking for, what Amazon expects and all of that. And then, you know, just give it a try. I mean, that's the only way you're going to know if this is going to work for you or not, you know? I've been looking for you. I lost your TikTok. I'm so ready to start. Yeah, I haven't been active on TikTok for a minute. So, yeah, that's probably why you haven't seen me. But I am still and have always been active over on Instagram. So if you guys are ever missing me or just wanting to know more Amazon stuff, definitely connect with me on IG. I'm the most active over there. And then YouTube, I post like at least once a week. So, I'm not on TikTok quite as often as I used to be, but I am active on my other platforms. Let's see. What do you think about apparel? So I have very strong feelings about a couple different categories, including clothing and apparel. I do not recommend it. Well, there's a lot of reasons, but the biggest reason is just how much of a headache it is when you're selling clothing items on a platform like Amazon, where it's very much customer focused. Amazon is going to Always prioritize the customer, which is a good thing. That's why they're so successful as a business, is because they cater to the customer. But at the same time, for you as the seller, if customers are returning clothing items at a higher rate, which they definitely do, you're going to want to put yourself in a position where you're selling products that are not predisposing you to higher returns or predisposing you to higher rates of negative reviews. And I just find, not from personal experience, because I've never sold clothing items, but I know people who do, and that's their biggest complaint. The return rate is astronomical. And then when you think about it too, with clothing items, for someone to be satisfied with a piece of apparel, they are not only considering the thing itself, but they're considering how the thing looks on them. And so that just leaves a lot more room for them to be critical of the product, in my opinion. Other categories that I don't like for beginners, aside from clothing, would be grocery items, anything that someone is going to consume. I'm talking nutritional supplements, pills, anything that someone's going to ingest is a no-go. Liability, nobody got time for that. So I would not recommend that for a beginner. I also do not like, let's see, books. The profit margins are so little. It's a no-go. What did I say already? Electronics. Yeah. I also tend to stay away from toys and games. It's not that you can't sell toys and games, but I don't know. Anything that has restrictions at certain times of the year, which toys and games does when it's like closer to the holiday season, they put higher restrictions on those. Rightfully so. I just tend to stay away from those ones as well. But anyway, too many variables. There you go. That's a perfect way to put it. Will I have to be selling for someone? Nope. You are selling your own branded product. So it's your own brand. Hi, Leslie. It's been forever. Handwoven things like mats and rugs. I think that probably, well, Amazon does have a handmade section to it. Not section, but component. But I personally would recommend that you consider a place like Etsy instead, only because in my mind, when I'm thinking about Amazon FBA, it's really about volume. And that's the way that I have been able to scale my business, is by, really picking products that I can sell a lot of at a reasonable price. The thing with hand woven items, and maybe I'm misunderstanding, do you mean that you're hand weaving them or you're buying them in bulk where they're made to look hand woven? Because if you're still private labeling it, but it's being hand woven, well, it wouldn't be hand woven. I'm sorry. If someone's going to sell it in bulk, they're not hand weaving it. Because that kind of defeats the purpose. If something is hand woven, you're paying more because of the time that's spent doing it. So if it's made by a machine, you're not going to be able to charge as much for it. Does that make sense? Anyway, the point that I'm trying to make, and to answer your question, I personally think you're much better off selling something that you can sell at scale, not something that you would have to make yourself, because that will never be a passive stream of income if you have to personally make it with your own two hands. You know what I mean? So what is this? We are talking about Amazon FBA and private label, which is a method of e-commerce. Okay. Let's see. What products would you say are the most profitable? The products that people have to purchase more than once are really where it's at. I mean, it's not always possible to find that type of a product, but if you can find something that, people are going to use and then they're going to have to purchase more of, that's a really, really quick way to scale your business, because not only are you getting the new customers who are finding your brand, but you're also getting those repeat customers who really enjoy the quality of the product that you're providing, but it's a consumable. They're going to use it. Think of like a cotton swab, or I don't know. My brain is not really working. Disposable straws. People are going to like the product, they're going to use it, but then they're going to need more when they run out. Those can be really, really, really profitable if you're able to find one like that. How about skin, I was going to say skin skincare and such. You'll have to look it up using Helium 10. So how do I start? I would say to go to the free training linked in my bio, only because we are going to be wrapping up here soon. I've been talking for a couple hours straight, but we did cover a lot of topics, but that training will kind of give you a rundown on everything we talked about. We work as a group. We hand weave on looms. Yeah, I mean, it's still not going to be as scalable because you're still doing it by hand, even if you have a big team of people doing it. But I mean, something you can look into, it's called Amazon Handmade, or is it Handmade by? Yeah, I think it's Amazon Handmade. You can do a little bit of research into that to see if it would make sense for you. Okay, let's see. What's the difference when people go to like I think Sam's Club, and purchase bulk and ship themselves? So that is called arbitrage or retail arbitrage. And basically that is when you are selling other people's branded items instead of creating your own brand. I know lots of people who do this, and I know that you could make money doing it. So I'm not here to shit on it per se. But what I will say is that when you're thinking about scalability and you're thinking about passive income streams, retail arbitrage is not that. Like, you're not going to be able to scale very quickly, or if at all, because you're having to physically go out and find these products. And not only that, but you're going to be limited in the amount of products that you can find. Like, if you go to Sam's Club and you find something good, it's not like there's an unlimited amount that you can resell. There's going to be a limit to how many they have in stock. And so your business is never really going to get to the place where you're going to be able to kind of take off, because you're going to be limited in the product that you can provide. And also keep in mind that some of these brands will not allow you to resell their products easily. They might try to get you taken down, and that's not a very sustainable business model to me. So that's why I don't do retail arbitrage. And on top of the fact, I think I mentioned it already, I don't want to have to leave my house to make money. Like, I love private label. I love that I can sit at home and watch Love is Blind and rot on the couch and still make money. I love that I can travel and still make money. I love not having any type of physical in real life component to having to run my business. But to each their own. I mean, you can definitely do retail arbitrage if you like, but for me personally, it wouldn't make sense for my lifestyle. Do we have to list on all marketplaces to have a chance for sales, or one marketplace is enough? That's a great question. And I do recommend that you, not only, but initially sell on the US marketplace. And the reason for that is that Amazon US, which is just Amazon.com, is the biggest platform for marketplaces on Amazon. And for those of you who don't understand what I mean when I'm saying marketplaces, when you make your Amazon account, you'll understand more. But there are different marketplaces for Amazon. There's the US marketplace, again, which is Amazon.com. They've got Amazon.ca, so Amazon Canada. They've got Amazon.mx, Amazon Mexico, Amazon.uk, so on and so forth. So they've got it in different places, but it is most widespread, and there are the most customers in the US. So that's very much like saying, would you rather sell your products in a bodega, or would you rather sell your products in Target? Y'all tell me, would you rather sell your products at the bodega, at the corner store, or would you rather have your products sold in Target? Y'all get it. I don't need to see the answers. Y'all get it. So not out of my trunk. She said Target. But you guys understand what I'm saying. I I don't remember where I was going with that, but I guess I'll leave it there. Did I answer the question? I'm losing brain cells as the minutes go by. Everyday essential items is something I'm leaning towards. Yeah, the only thing with that is they can be very saturated. Those can be saturated. Like if you're trying to sell paper towels, for you to private label your own paper towels wouldn't be necessarily the best option, because who wants to go up against a brand like Bounty, or is it Bounty? The Swiffer, Wigger, Picker, Upper, Bounty. Is that the jingle? And that's not something I had the chance to touch on necessarily, is going up against big brands. Sometimes it can be fine. A lot of times you probably won't want to touch it. Like if there is one really well-known brand or a couple really well-known brands that dominate a niche, find a new niche. Like you don't need to be going up against Neutrogena or going up against, I don't know, Scotch. Like you're trying to sell your own branded tape. Why would you do that? Like everyone knows what Scotch is. You don't want to go up against them. So when there are really big, well-known brands, you don't want to try to compete where you don't compare. I know that sounds harsh, but it's true. That's not a place that's going to give you a lot of opportunity to make sales. And I think I saw a question like this forever ago. I just didn't have the chance to answer it. But someone was saying, like, why would someone buy your private labeled product instead of buying a big well-known brand? And it's a great question, but ultimately you don't want to put yourself in a position where you're going up against them, unless it makes sense. There are some exceptions, but that's why you want to try to sell things where there are not well-known brands already dominating the niche. Thank you for the heart, Mary Jane. That's so cute. You guys don't have to send me gifts. I keep saying that. Stop it. Don't send a gift. Just tap the screen and send a heart. Those are free. Yeah, so like right now, my neighbors across the street just had a baby and I had no clue, but I saw them. They just got home with their teeny tiny stroller, and I was like, oh my God, did you guys have a baby? And they were like, yeah. I was like, ah! So I bought them a gift and I ordered a cute gift bag off of Amazon. And, you know, of course there's like Hallmark, they're a well-known brand, but I wouldn't say necessarily that they dominate the gift bag niche. Like there are lots of private label brands that make money doing that. So, you know, there are exceptions, but I think it's when it's super, super noticeable or well-known brand, like one that you would see if you go to Walmart, them not necessarily that you would want to compete with them. Okay. Do you have to do ads to be successful? Not necessarily, but you want to plan for the ads, because I would rather you guys have the mentality and budget for ad spend and marketing than for you to think you're not going to have to run any ads. You don't plan for it, and now you're like, well, I can't advertise because I didn't budget for that. You know, you might overspend on a product, not considering that you need, you know, some money to market the product, which is not a big deal. That's typical of any business. So I'd rather err on the side of caution and tell you to plan for it. And then if you don't have to run ads, that's just, you know, the cherry on top. That's a bonus. But, you know, I'd rather prepare you than to not. Once I join your class, you have mentors that help you with the steps. Yeah, I am obviously the main mentor because I'm the one who made the program. It's not a program where you're going to join and never see me in there. That's not the case at all. I answer questions. I'm active in the group. I run the Zoom calls every other week. There's one other coach in the program or mentor. His name is Jay. We went to college together. We didn't really know each other that well. But he was one of the first enrollees in my program back in 2020. And this is actually a really good story. I'm not going to go too far into detail, but Jay had gotten his master's degree or something like that. And so he was working like a traditional job. He saw what I was doing on Amazon and he joined my course when I very first launched it 4 years ago. And so he took his first stimulus check and he invested that in his first product. So $1,200, he was like, I'm I'm not going to take a trip. I'm not going to go and buy something. I'm going to invest it in my Amazon business. Do you guys know this last year, he just cleared $1 million in sales from one of his stores, and he has two. A mil from one store alone. Yeah. And if you want to see the screenshots and the proof, because I know I'm talking, but y'all don't know me like that, and that's fair. If you go over to my, not YouTube, my Instagram, and you go to my highlights where it says results, you can literally see the screenshots. Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, I say that to say that Jay is our peer coach. So he is very, very good at advertising. He's like the ads expert in our group. And yeah, he runs the Zoom calls every other week. And the reason that I have him in the program and I enjoy having his perspective is that there are lots of different ways to sell on Amazon, and there's not just one perfect way to be successful. You know, he has his own unique approaches to certain aspects of the business, and I think that can only benefit you guys to have different, like, you know, points of views. He still follows the same overall structure. It's just that he, you know, has different things that he might look at. And I think it's important, again, for you guys to be well-rounded. And so anyway, he's the other coach in the program, but yes, we're here to help you and literally answer all the questions that you have, along with the other members of the group. There's, you know, people who are already actively selling on Amazon, people who are just now going through the program, and they can also help you figure things out. So yes, it's definitely a group effort. Amazon has a huge platform. I worked customer service for North America from South Africa, and it was something. I don't see the other half of your comment there, but that's awesome. Let's see. Oh man, I completely lost where I was at. And I'm sorry if it seems like I'm ignoring your question. I'm not. I'm just trying to be thoughtful to pick some questions out of here. Your white top, where did you get it? The sweater thing, it's like, hold on. It's like one of those kind of like, wait, let me show it to you. It's not like a real, it's just the sleeve. I only put it on because it was a little bit chilly today in Vegas, but it's from Cider, I believe. But they have these even on like Amazon. It's not super unique. Okay, let's see. Is your nails from Amazon? No, these aren't press-ons. These are acrylic. Can one create an own brand on Amazon, or is it a separate step? Yes, you can create your own brand on Amazon. How do you join? I'm not sure what you're referring to. If it's Amazon, you go to sell.amazon.com. If you're talking about my membership, my mentorship, or any of the like groups that I have, all of that is linked in my bio. Okay. Why do you need more than one store? You don't need more than one store. It's just something that you can do, but you don't need to. Is it better to start off selling kitchen and bath products? There are some good products that you can find in every niche, so I can't say that it's better, but it's one of the places that you can look. How can I join from Canada? You just go to sell.amazon.com. And then when you're having your product shipped, make sure that you're selling on the US marketplace and have your products sent directly to Amazon. My eye's been like itching. Does Jay's store have more than one product? Yes. And he get 30% profit off that mill that he made. His margins are higher than mine. I don't know exactly what they are right now, but they're above 30%. His margins, I think, are like something crazy, like 42%. Like, it's crazy. His margins are incredible. And I've seen it literally like in his account, so it's legit. Different strategies. Ciao. Have a good day at work. Hi, Abby, your student here. I've sold 98 units already, and it's not even a month yet. Wow! I gotta take a screenshot of that. Congratulations! That's so awesome. Okay, tell me everything. Like, what are your margins? How much are you making off of each one? I'm so excited for you. Dang, and you haven't posted in the Facebook group? I would have seen it over there. Congrats, that's really awesome. 98 units, and it's not even been a month. So, and this is just the beginning. That's what's so exciting is like if your product can move decently well, like within the first few weeks, it's only up from there because you're only going to continue to get more reviews. Your rank is only going to improve. So it's like, again, it's like the start of the snowball, which I love. It's an exciting time. Let's see. Who do you think from all the FBA courses has the best one, other than yours, of course? Because you already know I was going to say mine, all right? But honestly, I can't really answer because I haven't taken any of the other ones. I don't know what information they teach or anything. I would just say the best way to find a good course and a good mentor is to just observe them, see what the quality of the free content they put out is, because that'll be a really good reflection of what you're going to get in their program. If when they show up, thank you for the gifts, you guys don't have to send anything, stop. But if in their free content, they're not actually teaching anything, that's a big red flag. I would be nervous then to invest in their program. But yeah, I really can't say. How do you compete with all these competitors like is it Temu or Temu? I still don't know how to say it. And I don't. If you were to see a graph of the market share of Temu and Shein and any of the other like kind of up and coming platforms, even TikTok Shop, if you were to look at the graph, and I don't know where it is, I saw it somewhere, you would see like Temu, well, probably Shein, Temu, TikTok Shop, and then Amazon will be up here. It's not even fair, honestly. Like, I know that these platforms sound really popular, and they are, but it does not compare to the scale of Amazon. Like, it's small fish compared to Amazon. So I don't worry about that at all. And my business has not seen any decline, even with all these other platforms trying to compete with Amazon. What they lack is the quality. And I think that that is what is going to stop anyone from being able to compete with Amazon until they're able to have the same standards for the quality of the products being sold. So, that's like Beyonce worrying about Azalea Banks. Like, she wouldn't, because she just can't. You know what I mean? Like, maybe that was a weird comparison, but I'm just trying to say, like, I don't even think about it. Let's keep on moving here. Guys, I can't tell you if something will be a good product or not, because you'll have to look it up using Helium 10 to see the data. Can you have multiple stores under the same LLC under different brands? No. If you want to have more than one store, like more than one Amazon account, you're going to need separate LLCs. That's just a requirement with Amazon. It's free to create a seller account. Yes, if you use the individual selling plan, it will be free. But you are going to want to upgrade to the professional one. Just, you don't need it yet. Do you have to pay tax from your sales? Yes, because with Amazon, you are a contractor. You're not an employee. So you're not one of their elite employees. So they don't withhold taxes. So yes, you do have to pay taxes separately. Love your hair. Thank you. And thank you to anyone else too who has complimented my hair or how I look or anything. I know I haven't acknowledged it because that's not what the live is about and I don't want to distract from it, but I do see the comments. Thank you so much. I'm flattered. I appreciate that. I'm so happy. I'm so happy for you. Congrats. I'm going to post to let everyone know. That's awesome. Everyone will be so happy for you. That's really great news. Congratulations. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Hope you're doing great. Let's see. Which one? Okay. I already answered that one. Okay. I think we're almost at the end. Please talk about the impact returns have. The impact returns have, well, it depends. So remember how before I was talking about certain categories where they have a higher than usual return rate? So it would be something like clothing items, electronics, those get returned more frequently. And so basically what happens when a return is made is depending on the reason why the customer is returning the product, Amazon will take action based on that. So if they're returning the product because Amazon delivered it late, that would be Amazon's fault, and therefore they would reimburse you for that. Now, if they are returning the product because the quality is terrible or it's just not what they thought it was going to be, then that's obviously a loss for you. However, you have a couple of different options when it comes to what is done with the returned item. You can either have Amazon destroy the returned item, presuming that it's damaged in some way. You can have Amazon return the item to you. You can check it out and then send it back to them, or you can just have them put it back into your sellable inventory. What I will say about that is if you have a defective item or a broken item or a bad quality item, whatever, and your default setting is to put it back into your sellable inventory and Amazon does that, and then they send it out to a new customer and then they also get a defective item and then they leave you a bad review and then they also return it. Is it worth it at that point? To me, no. I have Amazon destroy my products that are returned. And the reason for that, even if they're only returning it because they didn't need it or they just didn't like it for whatever reason, I still prefer not to. I see my son wiggling around. I'm like, oh, is he gonna wake up? I still prefer not to take the chance, and it's not worth it for me for Amazon to send me the items because then I have to take time out of my life to look at it and then I have to send it back. I just don't have time for that. So the best option for me is for them to destroy it, but you can decide what you want them to do with it. You are stunning. Thank you. Your hair looks so beautiful. Thank you, guys. Y'all are just the sweetest. So yeah, anyway, the returns are a part of any product-based business, but I do think that the best things that you can do to prevent excessive returns is to make your listing as accurate as possible. So that means don't promise or make it seem like they're going to get something better than what they're going to get or something that is not accurate to what they're actually going to receive. People don't want to feel like they've been catfished when they're buying a product off of Amazon. So, you know, keep it true to what they're actually going to get and make sure that you're as descriptive as possible in the listing, you know, ensure that they know what to expect when they get it in the mail so that they're not disappointed. And then of course it just comes down to the quality of the product itself. Make sure that you're picking a supplier who can provide quality products, because if they're getting their bubbles and it's leaking everywhere, or the solution is not bubbly enough and when you blow it nothing comes out, I mean, they're going to be really annoyed with you and then they might return it. So it's all about quality versus not versus but plus, in addition to meeting expectations. Hopefully that answers your question. All right, you guys, I think we're probably at what, like 3 hours now in this live. Let me see. 2 hours and 44 minutes. Good Lord, we've been on here for a minute. Okay. As much as I would love to stay on here forever, and I know we're all best friends now because we've been kicking it for damn near 3 hours. It's past my bedtime, okay? My baby's gonna be up at 7 a.m. on the dot. He goes to bed at like 7:30, and he will be up at like 6:30 to 7:30. So I need to get myself a little bit of sleep. I've got contractors coming here tomorrow to put stucco on my walls in my backyard, and it's a lot of walls, so they're gonna be here all day making noise. I'm supposed to be recording some YouTube videos tomorrow. And actually, before we close it out, Do you guys have any suggestions or YouTube videos that you would like to see me make? And I'm actually gonna grab my phone so I can make some notes because I'm gonna be recording tomorrow. Any YouTube videos that you guys can think of that you would like to see, let me know, and I'm gonna write it down in my notes and potentially will make some of them. Anything that y'all can think of? Thank you for your time. Of course, I'm happy to help. This was fun. And again, you guys, I'm super active on Instagram and YouTube. So if you don't see me on here, just know that I am definitely still alive and dropping gems just on other platforms. So make sure that you connect with me over there. I'm actually going through your YouTube page. Amazing. My kids never slept through. I don't know what I would do if he didn't sleep through the night. Like, I would be, and he's had his phases with like sleep regressions and all of that, but thank goodness right now he is doing great with his sleeping. Case studies for successes and failures. Ooh, that's a good one. And failures. Okay. All right. Anything else y'all can think of? I know your brains are probably mush because I know mine is. I'm not, let me not ask too much of y'all. You're welcome. Would you ever get locks? Maybe one day. I don't know. Never say never. Good morning. My name. Good luck. I'm from Nigeria. Good morning. Teenage Amazon seller. Like starting on Amazon as a teen? I'll write that down. I don't know if I can make a whole video about it because it would still be the same steps anyway, but yeah. Okay. More about how your program, if you don't have it already. I don't have any videos specifically about my program because I really want to focus more on like teaching and helping people. I don't want to just make a whole video just talking about my paid program, but maybe I can find a way to incorporate it somehow. I just couldn't leave. Help with running the profit numbers. Let's see, maybe I can. I do have a video talking about profitability already, but I'll see if there's anything else I can add. I love the way you speak. Thank you kindly. Good morning, Papa. Okay. With that, you guys, we're going to go ahead and close it out right at 3 hours. It's been so much fun. I'm excited for you guys. I hope that, you know, some of you will actually take this seriously and you'll come back and tell me how you were in that one random live that night and that's what inspired you to get started. And now you're making your coin and you quit your job and you're traveling the world. I would love to hear it. I would love to see it. And I'm here to help. So if anything, send me a DM on IG. Again, make sure you're subscribed on YouTube. Remember that the membership pricing is only valid to lock you in at that price for the month of February. So you've got about a week, exactly a week, to get in there. And then my step-by-step program is also linked. So anything that you need, you can find directly in my bio. And that's all I got. Thank you, Layla, for the compliment, girl. Glad I came across because I've been wanting to, just don't know where to start. You're welcome. I'm happy to help. Thanks for your knowledge, Queen. You're welcome, Zoe. And I will remember to check my DM for your discount code. Okay, you guys, with that, have the most amazing night. Have a great Friday. Tomorrow is payday for me as well. And I don't know, we might go shopping. We're going to do something fun. And I just booked a flight to Mexico for next weekend because I felt like it. I just love e-commerce. I just love it. I'm trying to join. It says 90. There's a discount code. If you go to the link in my bio, you'll see the discount code there. And if you can't find it, just send me a DM and I'll send it to you as well. Just follow it on all your platforms. Perfect. Okay, guys, have a great night. Have a safe and fun weekend. Yeah, they do pay bi-weekly by direct deposit. But when I say it's payday, I mean I'm paying myself. You know, I pay myself as a W-2 employee because it's just easier for getting mortgages and credit. It's a thing, but I pay myself. I pay myself on opposite Fridays that Amazon pays me, so I get paid every week. You got to set it up to where it makes sense. Okay. I thought Amazon gets paid every day. You can set it up to get paid every day if you want. You can. Okay. Not me about to say love you guys, but do I love you? I'm so annoying and I'm so weird with that word, but I think I do. Do you guys love me too? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, anyway, that's that. Have a great night. I'm becoming delirious. I need to get some sleep. Have an amazing night. Have an amazing weekend. And I'll see you guys next time, okay? Bye, everybody. I'm having such a hard ending it. I hate it. Okay, bye, you guys.